maybe a little one. A couple of weary travellers, you enter the establishment and sit yourselves down at the table. The atmosphere is torpid, almost turgid, with the vast plumes of hard-ripping cotton. You look around and you see there's not much to do, but you're expert at entertaining yourselves. What would you care to do? Well, I, for one, think this would be a fantastic opportunity to, let's record a podcast. Fantastic. If you could just roll a charisma check for me there. That's a natural one. Excellent. Looks like you're making an issue of the Pot Topic podcast.
Roll up, and welcome to the Pot Topic podcast. I'm your host, Tom, and with me I have one other host, because we're a shit munch of free bunch tonight, and we have Taz.
Hello. How is everybody?
Critical fail. On this podcast, we have a few pots at this point. I don't know anymore. Got a few.
Yeah, no.
Some topics from the host, some topics from the community.
It doesn't matter. Just be rough about it. We rolled a critical miss on this, so
yeah, it doesn't really matter. But do you know what's going to make us feel better?
Is it going to be the whiskey, Thomas?
I was going to go for the cocaine, but yeah, no, the whiskey will do.
Oh, okay,
Let's do that.
Right, okay. I suppose, with a natural one, it's not going to be snowing here in the Pokeball studio, the Jock Chat studios today. But I do have a lovely bottle of Highland Park, the 12-year-old. So fuck it. Let's just pop that bad boy and
smooth.
Get fucking stuck in.
Right, so what we've been up to. Do you want me to go first, seeing as you're busy?
Yeah, go for it, mate.
My bit came. So if you listen to the bloopers of the last show, I accidentally, half asleep, ordered something on eBay, which was a Valve bulb from an IBM mainframe computer from the 60s, which represents 1 bit of memory storage. It's pretty.
It looks awesome, dude. And it looks awesome.
It managed to get here all the way from, I think it was from New York, in a shopping bag, in a box, in a slightly bigger bag, without getting smashed. I'm shocked.
But it just goes to show the brilliance of modern glassblowing techniques, that they can fit fucking billions of those in something that can fit inside your mobile phone. It blows my mind, Tom. Blows my mind.
See, what you got to do for micro SD cards is get really, really small glass blowers.
Yes.
That's the secret. China. Other than that, something equally as nerdy. I think I'm getting my Raspberry Pi to the point where it is pretty much feature complete at this point. So yeah, I've managed to. Well, it was just a little box that was plugged into our TV in the front room that run emulated ROMs and stuff like that, so all console games. Now, I've set it up so I've got one micro SD card, which is 128 meg. Do you remember the gig card full of ROMs? Do you remember that card that I said I fucking bricked?
Yeah.
No, got it working.
Oh, sweet.
Yay. That wasn't 40 quid, just straight down the drain. So
that's quite some wizardry. How did you manage it? Or is that a really boring story?
It was a really boring 4 hours for me downloading several different programs that all supposedly do the exact same thing, but clearly did it all different ways and managed to get it working.
Well, we've got 2 hours to burn, so do you want to take us through all of the process? And it's a critical miss, so go for it.
All right, so first of all, I'd started by downloading Win32 formatter.
You take 2d4 points of damage.
Heal with some potion. Whiskey. Nice whiskey as well.
Yeah, I do like the Highland Park.
Yeah, very nice. So got that card working, filled it. I've half filled it already. I've got so many more ROMs to go. But I've got another card, which I've turned into a new recording studio suite for us. Which is a little...
That's going to be fun to record with.
Basically makes this thing into a little Linux recording studio that I can plug my mixer into. And also, I've put a touchscreen on it. 7-inch touchscreen, so it's basically a tablet with a bit of a bulk on it. And now I've linked it up to my Wii U Pro controller, so I've got a nice controller. But I'm one step away from having it complete, which is to get a micro SD card extender cable that comes out the back of it, so that I can actually don't have to dismantle taking out screws, taking the screen off and everything just to change the card in it.
Nice. I mean, the only thing it really needs is like a decent multi-directional, like a room mic or a condenser mic of some description. So we could just set the whole thing up in the middle of a table, plonk the mic down. We don't have to be too close to it, and that's a portable studio.
Well, if we plug my little Zoom field recorder into it, just with a USB cable, not recording straight onto the SD, it will actually work as a microphone.
Oh, will it?
So it'll be a stereo room mic that's a decent quality, because that thing's a fucking good little field
It's
recorder.
not bad. I mean, it's about as good as, our setup that we've got here that costs loads more.
Yeah, it's annoying, that. But yeah, that's my nerdy shit out of the way. Have you done anything?
I have a new pute.
Yeah, talking about nerdy shit.
I mean, not really nerdy at all. I went last week, and it finally got to the point where I've been putting off buying a new pute for a long time. And I thought, do you know what? I've got nothing to do. I've got nothing to write on. I'd like to have something to record with for some ideas that I've got, and I can't do any of that. I need me some of that damn fine pute, son. So I went out and and I got myself one.
You got the blingingest laptop in the entire house.
It is gold. That is its one
gold.
shortcoming.
I don't know. I think you can pull off a gold laptop, mate. I think you got the class for it.
Yeah, the class. I mean, if it's gold, mate, we're talking lack thereof. So
all right, we'll get some rhinestones.
That's right in my wheelhouse there. But I have been thinking about just scratching into like the back of it, like where there's the most gold, just the word gold. And I can't wait to do that, and then for Heather to see. Because she will, even though it's not hers, she has no personal investment in the machine. She will flip her shit once she sees that I've defaced this new piece of, I suppose, relatively expensive tech.
It's a decent laptop.
Yeah, it's not bad. But it was a couple of months ago. It would have cost about $550, and I got it for $4 something. So yeah, it's pretty good. I get the impression that there's about to be like a new wave of HP Pavilions, so that's going to be outdated soon.
They do churn those out. They're like a decent fucking laptop for the money, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
that's what my laptop is.
And it should last me just fine. And so what I'm going to do with this is not what I've done with everything else I've ever had in my life, and just junk it up with all kinds of internet junk. And then, like, anytime you turn it on, the screen opens out and just spews raw sewage into the room. Yeah. So that's cool. So yeah, it took a little while, but I've got Audacity up and running on that. I've got
something else to record on too.
Yeah, for sure. I have got a open source Office thing that you point me in the direction of, so I can now write with it. So there has been that. That's a thing I have done. Oh, yesterday? No, not the day before. Went to Kew Gardens with Heather. We had a day out, which we haven't had in a while, which was, it's cool. I like plants. And
my name's Helen, I like plants.
If you put your hand really close to them, but not quite close enough to touch, you can feel the energy. And yeah, that was cool. I saw shit tons of cactuses and trees, and I didn't get around to the giant redwoods, but fuck it, I'm sure we'll go another time. Went up on there's a treetop walkway bit. Yeah. Which, bear in mind, I was a little hungover. And while we're up there were points where it's like, okay, is this me, like, because I'm hungover, body just going, nope, don't like heights. But, after I asked the question, is it just me or is it wobbling? Heather then said, I was about to ask you the same thing. So I figure, like, there's some flexibility in the things up there. And my favorite bit up there was perhaps there was a loose grate. So it's like the floor's all grating, so you can see right through it. Yeah. And there was a bit that was kind of loose, and it was kind of popping a little bit. So I spent some time popping that, which Heather didn't particularly like. But and then after that, we went to see Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, of course, the cinema, yeah,
the new one, which it's fine. It's worth a watch. It's Beauty and the Beast. There's some added songs. there's some extra bits and pieces. They've kind of changed the circumstances under which the prince was cursed.
Right.
He was no longer an 11-year-old that was rude to a stranger that turned up at the castle he was left alone at.
Fair enough.
He was
actually have it coming this time.
He was now like a fully grown dick. And it was during the ball that the sorceress lady came and it all popped off.
Right.
So that kind of got rid of the whole weirdness of the Beauty and the Beast story, where this woman curses a child for saying no to a stranger.
Yeah, I don't think Disney should have really put that message out there, should they?
And then charged him with learning, figuring out true love within a decade, which would leave him at what, 21? Which most people don't figure that shit out by 20. Most people, like a lot of people, don't figure that out for their lives.
No.
So yeah, that kind of got rid of that. Emma Watson, it got better. She got better as it went along, but she doesn't quite sell on.
That's a shame.
On the Belle thing, like as a strong, as a strong and kind of interesting female character. Yes. But the bits where she's kind of supposed to be absent-minded or kind of wrapped up in the fantasy or just kind of somewhat detached from this village she doesn't quite fit into, that doesn't come off. She just looks vapid and wooden.
Yeah.
So that was kind of, yeah.
That's a shame.
It's because it creates this really odd dissonance. Like in the first, like the opening musical of the, Bonjour is the song. Mm-hmm. Bonjour, bonjour, da 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 da. Everyone is fucking acting their shit right out there. It's out. It is huge and fantastic.
Yeah.
And then you just got Emma Watson. No. Let's be honest. You got Hermione fucking Granger, all grown up, wandering through, just having a stroll, not really looking at anything in particular, which bit odd. But there are things like Emma Thompson plays Mrs. Potts, and fuck me, that woman can sing. Mm-hmm. She is fantastic. She remains as fantastic. I love her to pieces.
Who doesn't?
But the best was Luke Evans, who plays Bard in the Hobbit trilogy and plays Dracula in Dracula Untold, and he's done some other bits and pieces. Mm-hmm. He plays Gaston, and that. They nailed that one. The second he opens his mouth, you just, yes. But, if you're going to watch Beauty and the Beast, after you've seen that once, you'll just watch the cartoon.
Yeah, I got that impression. Well, you told me that the other night. But
I didn't not enjoy it.
Cool.
Other than that, I'll go back quickly to why I was hungover that day, which was we finally had the press nights for the show we got at the theatre, which is... The Goat.
The Goat.
Yeah. And I mean, I remember most of it's one of those rare occasions where I didn't just fucking smash it right out the park and get absolutely levered early on and just keep that going. I remember most of the night. Memory kind of cuts out after we move on to the place after the party. I get around a black sambuca in, and then I'm being woken up.
Yeah. By
the bus driver. And it's 10 to 5. And I'm in Holborn.
Ouch.
And so there was this whole thing of, I'm okay. So, I'm in Holborn. I'll just walk down the road because I can get 3 night buses from there, but get there and they're not running.
Ouch.
And the trains aren't quite running yet. So I think, well, fuck it. It's like quick cost benefit decision. If I just hang out and be bored, and just make sure I get home, then I'm going to get home. I'm not going to have a huge amount of sleep. I risk oversleeping and coming in late. So what if I just went to the 24-hour Sainsbury's, got myself some Guinness and watched the sunrise of the Thames?
Have a proper hobo morning.
Fuck yes. Fuck yes. And so once I finished the Guinness there, I went up to Westminster, and there's a play park there which has these musical tiles. I must have spent about half an hour trying to play this one tune, but thanks to the Guinness, I was now slightly too tipsy to pull it off. Then the last thing I remember is pissing on the House of Lords. Then I'm being woken up. This is the other part of the cost-benefit decision. It's like if I stay in town and just get to the theatre when it opens, the stage doorkeepers there are cool. Those would let me downstairs and I can tuck myself away and I can just sleep there.
Yeah.
And that's fine. And So, that went off, but I was woken up, and there is a photo, I haven't showed you yet, but there is a photo of me
Album art.
asleep in the doorway. And, this is just before the stage doorkeeper. So, I mean, I couldn't have been asleep very long at all.
Yeah.
And I have no idea where the bottle of Nuki Brown came from.
There's always that rogue bottle of Nuki in the morning, isn't there?
So that happened. I got let in and woke up at 5. So I would have been asleep as well as on the train and maybe the 20 minutes in the doorway. I would have been downstairs and asleep before 9, and I slept till 5. Woke up still quite drunk, had to do the show, and then by the end of it, I couldn't with the hangover. So there was some beer in the fridge, so I had 1 or 2 of those, came home, and then Rita, your missus, comes home and gives me more beer, and then I completely failed to sleep for that night because, I only woke up at 5.
Yeah.
So by the time I do finally get to sleep, and then I've woken up, I've had just enough to drink on top of the previous hangover and 3 hours sleep, which kind of concocts itself into just one of those manageable, but just like Taron wasn't home hangovers.
Autopilot. Yeah.
So there's been that. Other than that, you might have got the clue. I've been asked to run a Dungeons and Dragons game.
Yeah.
So I've been working on that shit.
Yeah,
which is cool. I'm getting excited about that.
Oh my, I get to play my old character again. I miss Sancho the Wizard.
Yeah, the fastidious wizard.
Yes.
So just getting ready for a sort of character creation session, an introductory bit come this Thursday.
Yeah.
So I've been, quite
this is
nerdy.
Recorded on the 9th of April for release on the 16th of April. One of these days I'm going to remember to look at my notes before we start the show.
Don't worry. It's critical fail.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's should we?
I've got a theatre story.
Okay, go for it.
I went to go see 12th Night. It's nowhere near as amazing as yours. Although, fucking hell, the cast in it. Sorry, I just had to look this up on my phone. So it's got Oliver Chris, dude from Green Wing, in it. It's got, hang on, this website's weird. Who else? Who else was in Green Wing? Tasman Grieg. And who was the other big one?
Oh, it's one of the Smack the Pony girls, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm just trying to find her. Bear with me.
Oh, wow.
Nicky Wardley, is it Nick? No.
Were you doing Dead Air?
Yeah, pretty much. I could just cut it. Okay, the National Theatre is a shit website. I'm not even looking at it anymore. Anyway, the show itself was phenomenal. I really enjoyed that. It was being recorded not recorded, it was being live streamed to all the theatres the night we went to go see it. So you could go to a cinema in this country, like 700 different cinemas, and watch this show that was going on live. And
that's cool. That would be like everyone kind of steps up their game.
Exactly. We ran into best friend Rachel and her boyfriend, and her boyfriend works at the National Theatre, so they've seen it a couple of times already, and said, no, this time they really camped it up. Like, they are chewing the scenery for the cameras. It's like, well, yeah, of course, that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
It even got to the point where someone came out to do, like, the live announcement across the cinemas, an introductory, like, presentation-y bit. And just before they started going live, they were just like, right, by the way, all your reactions, this is talking to the audience, all your reactions just, like, double. So if you feel like you want to clap loud. If you feel like you're going to giggle, laugh really loud. It really helps us.
Cool.
It's like, all right, okay, fair enough. I watched the show, but
and all these ignorant pricks around you,
exactly,
hooping and wallowing like a bunch of orangutans.
But I mean, obviously, that the play itself kind of plays with the whole misidentity of gender and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, but they kind of amplified that by switching up a few of the roles. So Malvolio, the kind of like the heel of all the nastiness towards the end of that play, but also quite comic relief towards the beginning, was played by a woman. So it was a woman chasing the lady. So it was kind of play with it nicely.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That actually sounds quite interesting to see, because Twelfth Night is one of the few Shakespeares that I've actually really, really enjoyed.
Yeah, no, that's my favourite. It was the first one I read at school. And
same here.
It made me fall in love. No, I love Shakespeare more.
No, you do.
Yeah, I do actually.
I'm, Shakespeare's all right.
Well, my family try and go and see one Shakespeare play a year, at least. And it's usually at the open air theatre.
How cultured!
It's not cultured, we get pissed.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Well, I mean, that's what that is authentic. Because, I mean, if you're going to pretend for a second that the audiences at the Globe, back when, weren't fucking rolling around pissed, then you're lying to yourself.
Yeah.
Not only would they be pissed, they'd be shitting and pissing where they stand. And, they're probably working ladies turning tricks at the same time.
Especially when the biggest joke in that entire play is the line, some were born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them, and every single actor's always done a pelvic thrust at that point. Billy knew what he was doing when he was writing that.
He certainly did.
Yeah, no, fucking go and see it if you're in England. Go to the National Theatre. Do it.
Cool.
Right.
Shall we show?
We probably should show, although are you feeling it tonight? I'm not too sure.
What? No, fuck it. Critical miss. Let's wrap it up there.
All right, cool. So
I'd like to thank Orangafruüp with 2 U's.
Cool. One from the hot pot, one from the hosts.
The hottie de la potty has this to say, Thomas. This is from Captain Sickbeard.
You all right, Tom?
Oh, wow. Saturation. 2-minute host cheated song. Host created song. What's a 2-minute host created song?
Well, you were doing a cappella stuff at the beginning.
Oh shit, what was it doing?
Weren't you?
Yeah.
Just do it.
Oh no, you don't put me on the spot. Oh no.
I'll tell you what, you do a minute of backing, I'll do stuff over the top, and then we'll switch. And then we'll do another minute.
Okay, cool. Bo 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 do bo 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 bo.
I'm Tom, and I'm here to say I love podcasting. Enjoy. I can't get to the rhythm. Syncopation, dude, yeah? It's going to be a musical piece. Yeah, it's gonna get boring.
Inspired. Sorry, I got a little bit salivary there at the end. Yeah, so
we failed.
Yeah,
critical fail.
Critical miss. Hang on, just gonna roll some damage.
Oh shit, we should have started with 20.
Lots!
We could have been keeping track of our hit points. Well, just fuck you, Dom.
I have to take a constitution roll every time we take a sip of whiskey.
That would have been fine if it wasn't just us two. If we had someone to bounce off of, that would have been fine.
Yeah. Oh well, never mind. Fuck you. Tom.
To be fair, this lack of host is completely my fault. We organised this... like a week or so ago?
Something like that. I remember you saying, because once we set the day, you said to me, Hal might be involved. And I just kind of took that to mean, he's already put the word out, paying no attention to the podcast group chat whatsoever. Yeah, it just didn't occur to me.
Last night, about, 9 o'clock in the evening, I texted everyone and went, there was something me and Taz forgot to do. Can anyone come podcast tomorrow? The answer's no. Right, so this one is from Captain Sickbeard. You right, Dom?
You're right, Dom. Is this finally going to be it? Is this going to be the full CSB?
I think so.
Let's get. All right, cool.
He's now in both pots,
he is.
So we've got to try and sort this out.
Maxi Satch.
So, what if Steve Wozniak introduced the new Apple products instead of Jobs in the early days?
Which one? Okay.
How do you think Apple would have developed, and would it be the global brand it is today?
Okay, so remind me, Steve Wozniak.
Very big dude. The typical kind of beardy weirdy. I don't know the name, he's a very big character, to be fair. He's not saying he's not professional is not fair. He's not, straight-laced.
Okay.
He's quite a character. So
is he just like
life.
Was he Steve Jobs' other?
He's the person who built Apple.
Okay, cool.
I don't know. Thinking if it was, I don't remember back in the Apple II days. Would it been they presented it together, or would have Jobs have done it all? I have a feeling it wouldn't be such a big thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, does Steve Wozniak have the ability to make like brainless nerds pop boners just by wearing a turtleneck?
Well, this is the thing. He's a very interesting dude, but you don't look at him and go, "Oh shit, he's going down right now on stage."
Yeah.
When I've seen him like address a large audience, it's never been shit is about to hit the fan.
He doesn't have the august air of Jobs around him.
I don't know. I quite like Steve Wozniak as a character, but you don't know who we're talking about.
I haven't got a fucking clue.
So based on his name,
you said he's fat, so I imagine it would have failed because he would have eaten the audiences. How's that? Is that what we're looking for?
Yes, the
quick
common
bit of
denominator.
Quick bit
Fat
of
people
weightism.
are funny.
Yes, if watching Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 taught me anything, that is laughing at fatties is funny.
I like your tangent, sir. So that's what you did with your week as well today, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I watched that last night purely so I could listen to a podcast called
which we've plugged many times.
From Deaf to Us Blart, which is the My Brother and Me boys and the pair from The Worst Idea Ever are going to review Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 until... Well,
every year at Thanksgiving.
No, it's going to get reviewed every year, and the only way they can escape it is by dying.
At which point they have to pass it on to someone.
Yes.
Give that a listen. So Wozniak. He's coming up in 2 issues recently, like the most recent one as well.
I mean, his second name sounds like a nasal disorder. Yeah, good radio.
I'm trying to find out how.
Or maybe it's a noise you make when you've got a severe nasal disorder.
Nice. I don't think the Apple brand would quite be taken as serious or be as big or as powerful as it is now.
Well, I mean, as I understand it, the whole thing was it kind of really took off again when Jobs came back and went, what's this iPod thing? That's a good idea. Let's do that. Let's chase that.
He was an ideas man, Job.
Yeah.
He almost wrote the Apple Bible, so things are this way, and then people played around with it. As far as I understand it, so it's almost like when you're creating a mythical universe or whatever, like you have your Bible, your creative work to, I don't know.
I mean,
he trended the theme.
The more pressing question is that if he was still alive today, do we think Apple would have gone the whole route of their phones, then their new phones only having one port, so that people who want to use like things like headphones or, anything else you may want to plug into your phone, have to buy a special port for it.
It's so dumb.
Which are so expensive.
Fucking talking about that, Pioneer decks, like the fucking DJ, I think it's the DJ line of mixers decks they make.
Yeah, I can see I can see the logo.
The new models coming out don't have a headphone jack.
Oh, what, are they just Bluetooth?
Yeah. Which is fucking dumb. These are DJs. These are professionals that have their specific cans. Like, what the
I don't know. Maybe there's a reason.
I love Bluetooth technology, and I love having my Bluetooth headphones.
But Bluetooth technology isn't very good, though, is it? I mean, I was under the impression that Bluetooth's just not
For
very...
audio files, it's no good.
Just not very good. If you're going to do anything...
I'm fine with it, but...
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose it's short range. It's fine. But
well, there's some compression on the audio, so it's not perfect.
Right.
It's not an analog signal at that point, is it? It's a digital signal, so it's not going to be perfect. So
yeah, fair dues.
Yeah. Anyway, got way off the topic, but that's because I have nothing else to say about this topic.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. Thank you, Dom, for putting another topic. Ask better ones. Talking of, one from the Hottie to the Potty.
One from the host.
And let's see what this one is. Opinions. And it doesn't have a name, and that's my handwriting, so I'm guessing this is one from Beth.
Oh, okay, this one's from Beth, is it? Okay.
No, it is from me.
All right. You tell I was writing rather than listening. Opinions.
Yeah, opinions. I don't know. I don't know which way to go with this. How about this? How about we explore like the whole? I'm gonna go right out the gate and call it the fallacy that everyone is entitled to their opinion.
Yeah. All right.
Because fuck that. You are at most perhaps welcome to it, but you're not entitled to it. You're not
entitled to opinion.
No. I think opinions are something you have to earn and just reform and just kind of build over time. The second you go, nope, this is my opinion and I'm fucking sticking to it. Well, actually, that kind of leads onto a weird point, because the second you voice... So, here's my thinking. Opinions are things that you hold.
Absolutely, yeah.
Opinions are an internal entity. They're kind of an abstract existence that exist somewhere behind your eyes in that old skull box of yours.
That you hold true.
Yeah, that's an opinion. I think the second you voice an opinion, it's no longer an opinion. What you've done is you've gone and made a point, son.
Yeah.
And so at that point, it's not inviolable. It's not inviolable. You've made a point, and you've obviously done it for some reason. So the argument, well, that's just my opinion, no longer fucking holds up, because it's no longer your opinion. It's your point, and you've put it out there for a reason. So you're not entitled to that anymore. That's now free to attack, to modify, to discuss.
Yeah. You've entered a dialogue at that point. So it's now the subject rather than being an opinion.
Yes.
I agree. I still think you're entitled to your opinion.
No, you're welcome to it.
However, at the second... No, because then... I'm not sure I feel comfortable with the idea that you can't voice an opinion free of persecution or...
Okay.
Is that what you're saying?
How about
I don't know.
this? No, well,
Not really.
I mean, obviously, when it comes to inconsequential things, when it comes to, like, heavily subjective things, as to whether or not I think people...
I'm too sober for this conversation. Keep going.
As to whether or not I think people who melt Wensleydale onto pizza instead of mozzarella are actually broken scumbags
Fucking
that was
perverts.
the spawn of some sort of radioactive Mars cockroach.
Absolutely.
You know, that's an opinion, because it's relatively inconsequential. If you really go down,
you voiced it.
But if you go right down to it, like the core is, I don't like Wensleydale on my pizza, son. Which, fair enough.
Yeah.
But when you start talking about things that
like Trump
matter to other people, yeah,
the way we badmouth Trump, we're entitled to that opinion because it's correct. However,
wow, I mean, I'm always happy to change my opinion. That's the important thing. I just think if you're going to like start discussing like anything that affects people, especially like lots of people, you're not entitled to that shit. Like you can hold on to it, and you can allow that
the entitlement. You're allowed to hold your own opinion.
Yes, but also, I mean,
but then you also have freedom of speech, so you're entitled to voice your opinion.
Well, again, like people get so confused about the notion of freedom of speech. Freedom of speech is you're allowed to talk out against. Predominantly, it's protection of the press. It's protection for the layman to say, "Hey, fuck you, that government or our government. We don't like what you're doing, and you can't shut us up. This needs to be addressed." Right. That's essentially what freedom of speech is. There are plenty of caveats in the whole generation of the philosophy of freedom of speech that say, yeah, this is shit you can't do, which is stuff like inciting hatred, which is stuff like, I mean, you can't just go out of your way. I mean, you can't just sort of be a journalist and say, I have it on the goodest and best. I have it on the most bigly authority that Trump is actually a gay cow without being sued for fucking libel. Fortunately, something like that will get ignored because it's patently ridiculous.
So how about death threats?
Yeah, no, that's also a crime, dude.
Cool, we've done that several times to Trump.
Wow. Yeah. Cool. do you know what? If somebody wants to come and say, yeah, you can't do that, it's all right. We'll put out an apology saying, well, yeah, we're not going to kill him.
And it's our opinion that that should be accepted.
Well, no, but feel free to laugh at it.
Please laugh at it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think people, I think part of it is because it's got so confused with this idea of freedom of speech and freedom of thought that the general idea of sanctity of one's opinion, I find to be largely garbage.
See, this feels strangely Orwellian, what you're saying.
No, this is actually just the way the world exists. This is kind of the laws that do exist so that people don't just run around going, "Hey,
no,
fuck that guy.
I get that, but I should have the freedom.
He touches children with other children.
I should have the freedom to say, all right, move off of Trump. I don't know.
Theresa May.
She's a bunch of dead rats a bunch of rats in a dead woman costume.
Yeah,
I think that's fair to say.
Yeah,
that's my opinion.
Which is, the muddy thing is when you start, like, the difference between comedic, satirical purposes, and if you were actually to go out of your way and like start a campaign to try and prove that she was a bunch of dead rats, animated, let's say, by the ghost of a vulture, crammed into a vaguely woman-shaped thing made out of,
but
sacrificial goat skin.
In the mind of a racist, they can look at like Bernard Manning and just say like, oh yeah, no, they're fucking funny. Or, I don't know. Someone could, all right, let's not go quite that extreme. Let's go to, no, it works. So if someone says a satirical racist joke, and they are fundamental. I want to say a stupid racist joke on air, but I don't want to.
The thing about...
What's to say that that's not satire and that opinion shouldn't be voiced?
Well,
I agree that it shouldn't be voiced, but...
It depends on the approach. I think largely, especially if you're talking about satire and racism, it's usually... The humour is used to laugh at the racism rather than at the victims of the racism. That's
if it's voiced by a racist.
No, true. And this is kind of Breitbart's platform. Is they have this big and you could heard whatever his name was, Milo lick my dick Adopoulos. You can, there's so many interviews where he will just say the words like, well, yes, but we're a satire. It's a satirical paper. And it is a defense. It's a difficult one. I'm not saying like the system's perfect. There are certainly ways around it. But
a less extreme, what I'm trying to do is do devil's advocate.
Yeah, I get it.
A less extreme thing. Ricky Gervais.
Yes.
He's a comic who does satire and, well, it's social commentary comedy. Yeah. Basically.
I would have thought like your easier examples are probably South Park and...
No. All right. So I'm saying Ricky Gervais purely because I actually despise a lot of stuff that he does. So he's, what I see as thinly veiled opinions. Look at, say, all his sexist things, all the stuff against people with handicaps, all the stuff that he did in Office. And stuff that he keeps bringing up, like the David Brent movie that was recently out. I saw clips of that shit. Holy fucking shit, that is awful. It's like thinly veiled, oppressively awful jokes. One where he sings a song, please, handicapped people aren't to be laughed at. He sings a song about that, pretty much the lyrics to it, and then points to a guy in a wheelchair and the audience goes, this one's for you, big man. It's like a thinly veiled, trying to be offensive.
Well, yeah, again, I mean, it depends on how you approach it. If you don't like Ricky Gervais, you're obviously just going to be going, yeah, no, that's really thinly veiled offensiveness at the less abled. But for instance, if you take the grander view on Ricky Gervais and have a look at Derek, in which
again, I don't feel comfortable with Derek either.
But the thing about Derek is he does actually do. I mean, it's not my favourite thing that he's done, but he does a really good job of taking a character that has some sort, whatever, whether it's social or mental. It's never really detailed what his handicap is, what his deal is. But he does a really good job of taking that character and showing him to be really quite human, which is like, actually, by the time I got to I've seen the first season and it was like, yeah, it's fine. But a lot of it is just, it's kind of tugging on the heartstrings, and he does a really good job of that. And for instance, with the David Brent character is specifically there to point fun at the sort of people that he embodies.
Oh, everyone knows the David Brent character. Oh, everyone knows David Brent.
Well, I mean, I don't.
It's fucking shit comedy.
But, I mean, with the example you just brought up, I haven't seen it personally, but I do. Instantly, it reminded me of some of those do-gooder celebrities who just kind of go out of the way to go. Yeah. I mean, do that. Perhaps not quite so ham-fisted, but it's like, like on the one hand, if you really love the person, it's like, aren't they being sweet? And on the other hand, I mean, I'll see it and just go, you fucking condescending piece of cunts. So.
Okay. So with all this being said, I think there's been enough loopholes, caveats, whatever you want to call them, in the idea that opinions aren't entitled to everyone. I'm going to say that while opinions are entitled to everyone is also entitled to be a dickhead. Or dick, shall I say, not a dickhead.
Sure. But the defense, I'm entitled to my opinion, doesn't work as a defense at that point. If you're using that as a smokescreen to be a dick, then like you should understand that there are going to be consequences.
You've seen through my smoke screen. Right, let's get off this.
I don't know. I mean, have you got? Well, no, I can't actually think of any particular racy or raunchy opinions.
I like the fact that we've actually done a topic about the subject of opinion.
Yeah, I can't. That one. I can't for the life of me think what I was.
How about an opinion that you hold true that you're not sure everyone else will?
Yeah,
I think day drinking's fine. I know you agree with me.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. But I think the very fact it's got the name day drinking, which, as far as I understand, is like, it's an American term.
Oh, absolutely.
I've only ever heard it from Americans.
Let's wake up and drink mimosas kind of talk. That's an American fucking thing.
Yeah. I think the fact that it has a name.
Yeah. I don't even know what a fucking mimosa is, but.
Isn't it just like.
I don't know. Doesn't matter.
I thought that was just like a different name for like Bucks Fizz.
Oh, is that it?
Or it's orange and some alcohol.
Cool,
I believe.
Fair enough.
So something like that. Yeah.
Is this like going out drinking with kids and stuff like that? Well, going out with I consider kids like an 18, 20-year-old, and you just look at them and go, "I'm seasoned. You don't know how to do this shit." We looking at America and going, "You've only been around a couple 100 years, mate. Like." Chill your boots.
Yeah.
It's just drinking.
It's every time I hear the term day drinking, it's like, why are you making, like, going out your way to... Yeah. What is the point in that distinction? Is that to somehow make you seem worse? Or to speak... I don't understand.
Maybe it's that kind of, like, fetishizing the taboo.
Yeah, very possibly. Very possibly. But then, Americans are also very good at coming up with words for things that don't need words. And also adding new words to things that already have words that work perfectly well. And, but their words obviously take over somehow. I'm referring to you fourth. Have you not heard this?
No.
Even the Giant Bomb guys, everyone, I've heard so many Americans do this. Rather than the word quarter, they'll say 1/4.
Yeah, 1/4. Yeah, that's dumb.
Gives me a twitch in my eye. And that's an opinion.
Yeah. Well, no, it's quite
now
right.
It's a point.
It's quite right, because in music, this is where I first run into the difference between American and English, is reading music. So, a crotchet is called a quarter note. No, it's a fucking crotchet. It's quicker to say, you know what it is, done.
Really? They call it a quarter note?
I want to know what they call a hemi-demi semi-quaver, because that will be dumb as fuck. That would be like
a 6084
Yeah.
or something.
What the fuck? But yeah, I completely agree with that. Fractions are named for their simplicity.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know. I think anytime anyone talks about a dumbing down argument, I always think I think you're English and you're watching too much American shit.
Good point. And that's an opinion we can all live by.
That is an opinion because it affects no one.
Sorry, any American listeners. We do love you, really. We don't know. I don't even know if we have any. I should probably pay for that on Libsyn. We have to go up a band in our hosting fees to get that. See where all our podcasts are downloaded from.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I reckon it's all England and maybe Europe.
Oh, cool. Right,
Production.
Shall we do another one?
Absolutely.
Shall we do another one?
Yeah, I've got a little bit of a buzz on. So yours?
No,
Not my one.
no, your one.
From the community. Or community chest. Community chest. And this one is from, I'm going to guess. Oh, no, this one's from Ozzie Dan.
Hello, Ozzie Dan.
Right, babe, what have you got to say? Oh, this is a very, very controversial topic.
Excellent.
Stephen Fry or Hugh Laurie?
Oh, Stephen Fry. Wait, hang on. Well, no, okay, okay, we got to have a look at this contextually. If we're talking about just general personality, then Stephen Fry. If we're talking about actor, I will take Hugh Laurie anytime.
Yeah.
Hugh Laurie is a fucking amazing actor. Stephen Fry, unless he's doing comedy stuff, or, I mean, I haven't actually seen him do any comedy stuff in a while, but like the old comedy stuff he did with, Hugh Laurie, right? He did that fantastically. He does silly acting very well. When he does other he never quite sells it for me.
Really?
No. I didn't like him in V. I didn't like him in Wild.
Hobbit? I thought he was good in Hobbit.
Who was he in Hobbit?
He was I can't remember, proprietor? No. Patron of, no. He was in charge of the town that
right.
Smaug destroyed.
Yes, yeah. Yeah.
I thought he played that part quite well.
Yeah.
He was a detestable character. In a kind of a comedic way, to be honest.
I'm wondering if I've just watched too much of him outside of acting, that when I do see him act now, that I
see
just
it as
can't.
Stephen Fry.
Yeah, I can't shed that.
It's the Tom Cruise effect. Have you ever heard of that, Tom Cruise effect?
No.
Every time you see a film with Tom Cruise in it, he's Tom Cruise. You don't see the character he's playing, it's Tom Cruise.
Oh, yeah, apart from one exception, which would be Tropic Thunder.
No, because I saw it as Tom Cruise wearing makeup and trying to be silly, and it was quite funny.
I didn't catch it until towards the end of the film.
Really?
Yeah, no.
I suppose I went in knowing
I was completely told on that. No, I was. Yeah, well done him. He should do more comedy. He's good at it.
No, he should just die in a fire. That's my opinion. He's a fucking detestable human being.
What? Just because he's a Scientologist?
It's one of the many reasons. It's also the fact that I've seen, have you watched the Louis Theroux Scientology documentary?
No, I haven't.
Give it a watch. It was on Netflix a little while ago, but I don't know anymore. There's clips of him in an internal video for Scientology where he's basically talking about just chastising and destroying people who turn their back on Scientology and stuff like that. But that's the teachings of Scientology.
Yes.
But it's awful.
Was it
things he's
the
saying.
fair game policy?
That's that thing where it's just basically going out, harass, destroy these people's lives. And it's just it's nasty. It's really nasty. The stuff he
Definitely
says
not a cult.
is really, really. I always thought he was a mad cunt anyway, but Jesus Christ, seeing that was no, you're a deplorable human being. But then again, those in glass houses shouldn't shit indoors, should they? So, yeah. Anyway, sorry, yes, Stephen Fry or Hugh Laurie. So,
Stephen Fry's also appeared recently in a new sitcom. What's it called? The Great Outdoors or something.
Yeah, I haven't given it a watch yet, but
it looks awful, and which is really annoying because it's got Stephen Fry and Joe McHale in it, but they're playing the two kind of aren't we the sensible old ones? And look at all these fucking millennials dicking about kind of thing. That
Well, bear in mind that Stephen Fry is quite a forward-thinking, or he comes across as quite a forward-thinking person. He's always adopted new technologies and taken to Twitter and all this kind of shit. And
yeah, but
really
by the same token,
social media following and
by the same token, like every now and then, I mean, it's kind of like with most kind of secular intellectual speakers. Every now and then, you'll see like something. They'll say something. For instance, I think the thing I saw was Stephen Fry riding against superhero movies, and he sort of kind of equated this to the infantilization of the general populace. And my instantly, like,
as a man baby, your opinion's completely different from that.
Well, no, I mean, the thing is, like, the second he said that, my instant thought was, I just wanted to say to him, all right, okay, I know for a fact you've read Homer's Odyssey. I know you've read, like, the Greek classics.
Yeah, yeah.
And the only difference between that kind of macho hero fantasy bullshit and say, like, Civil War is we know for sure who wrote Civil War. It's all the fucking same.
I'd say there's a bit more spandex, but yeah, that too.
Well, yes. Well, but then again, the spandex is swapped out for male nudity.
Yeah, no, you're quite right.
And it's just kind of one of those things like, yeah, but then again, like, everyone's allowed their oversights, so.
Absolutely, yeah. Everyone's allowed their wrong ideas.
They're shit opinions. Well, they're not.
I actually can't pick between the two of them. I fucking love both of them.
It's context.
There was a good anniversary documentary again that went out, I'm guessing about 8 or 9 years ago now. The BBC put out. You can kind of find it on YouTube if you search for it. I can't remember what it's called though. But it's them talking about their time together as a comedy duo, and just seeing the rapport between them when they're themselves. Yeah, it's so endearing. It's so sweet. You can see they love each other very, very much. And
I think ultimately it's probably quite an unfair question.
Yeah,
it's like,
tell you what, you pick Stephen Fry, I'll go with Hugh Laurie, and we'll meet in the middle. Done.
Yeah, wicked, done, sweet.
Happy with that.
Shall we have one from? Well, I was going to say Pol Pot, but should we have one from Kai?
We shall, yes. Let's have an audio topic. Right, let me just turn my Wi-Fi back on. And can you roll me a die then?
What's
2, 4,
what
6.
number?
I've got 8. I'm guaranteed there's some old ones here.
I've got a D8.
Of course you do.
That's a 5.
That's a 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Board games or video games?
Oh, come on. That's like Stephen Fry or Hugh Laurie. Damn, son.
At this point in my life, I'm going to go out there. I'm going to say board games.
Yeah, see. Okay, so love board games to death. I think they're fantastic. There's nothing better to do with a bunch of friends.
Yeah.
The social interaction of playing a board game together has not been equaled by anything that I've ever done.
No.
It's good fun. Fucking hate people. So, so I was brought up playing video games because, basically because I guess my parents don't like board games. Like, if I played a board game, it was against Beth. She was 2 years my junior. Not much of a challenge when it comes to anything strategic as an infant. Sorry, Beth, you're shit. So if I was to play anything, I'd have to be on my own, and no one likes a solo board gamer. Sorry, guys out there.
Well, apart from Chris Farnham, he loves his solo board games.
No one likes solo board gamers. I love you. So yeah, video games are the obvious thing that I did with my free time as a youth. And then I discovered board games in that kind of board game renaissance we got with all the German board games coming out, Carcassonne and...
well, I mean, I'm quite...
what's the train one?
Ticket to Ride.
Ticket to Ride. And, but then after my brief flirtation with board games, and still very much enjoy them, I go back to my one true love, video games. So I've just built a fucking emulator that's got like 6,000 games that I own as ROMs on it. Yeah. Just because I can.
See,
I'm so much.
I'm going to take the other side of, stand on the other side of the fence here. For one thing, I can pick up a board game quite quickly, and it's one of those reassuring things that every now and then I'll be like, a new game will come in somewhere and it's up to me to learn the rules and then teach the rules to other people. And that's one of the few times where I go, oh shit, I can still learn stuff.
Yeah.
And I've got, but that, I mean, that does seem to be like the one thing I can actually learn these days. Anything else just doesn't stick.
To be fair, you are always the one who reads the manual. You're always the guy who explains the rules to everyone else because you do it so succinctly, to the point, and in order.
Sometimes.
Because you pick it up so quickly. You're very good at absorbing that information.
Yeah, and so there's that. But also I also just love sitting around, and I love a puzzle.
You love a mechanic.
Yeah, I'm always like thrilled when a board game comes along and there's this mechanism that's really cool, and it just makes me go, fucking, well done, that designer.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I think the thing I love most about any board game, whether it's like a classic kind of fold it out board game, or if it's a card game, or if it's a tabletop game, or if it's like an RPG, there's always the element of, okay, here's the situation. How do I best deal with this? And I enjoy that puzzle solving.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, I suppose technically it's problem solving, but fucking whatever. I adore that.
And it has its pitfalls as well. So not quite understanding the exact rules of a board game will not detract from your enjoyment of it. So if you do fuck up somewhere, like when we first started playing Munchkin,
yeah,
we got those rules fucking wrong back to front. Like, we used to ask for help for like 6 different people at the same time.
Yeah, naughty.
Stuff like that. And it's just like, oh no, it completely breaks the board game, but we still have fucking fun.
Yeah.
You do that on a video game, you don't understand it, you get frustrated, you put it down and you walk away.
Or you glitch the fuck out. Which is its own fun, to be fair.
Fun, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like being left with a bunch of rules already set for me, and the parameters can't be broken with a video game.
Yeah.
As well. So it's kind of flip side of that, which I love as well. But I don't know. Video games for me.
Yeah, it's got to be board games for me. I love that particular interaction with people.
No, yeah, like that's why I led off with that, because that can't be beaten.
Yeah.
We tried it. We didn't try it. We've sat around and played couch co-op games. So these are games where you sit there with a few friends and you play the same game in the same room and you all have that interaction.
Yeah.
And while it is lovely and we still have that interaction and chatting and isn't this silly or isn't this cool, it's not the same. It's not the same. I don't think it is.
Hang on, sorry, I phased out for a second.
It's not the same as, like, say we're playing a competitive game like Duck Game.
Yeah.
So you jump around, you shoot each other, and it's all good fun, and everyone has a good laugh, and everyone goes,
but it's not the same as sitting around a table.
And just like competing against each other, and trying to work out what the other person's doing, reading them, and...
They are two very different things. I mean, for instance, at work, I've just recently taken my PS3 in, because it was just gathering dust under my bed.
Yeah. And
the reason I did that is because I've got a copy of Worms 2 Armageddon on it, and I fucking knew that was a fucking smart move. Mm-hmm. And I was right. I was completely right. And it gave me an opportunity to play some sort of strategic game with more than just one person at the X-Wing table.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, sort of brought the crew together a little bit, which is great fun. Mm-hmm. But, I still prefer board games, because so much of what happens with video games is behind the scenes. There'll be like physics or or there'll be dice rolls that you don't know the parameters of the dice. You don't know exactly how they're going to work.
They're already set for you.
And also there is nothing worse. And it's something I've never really hit up against or butted up against in a board game, but there's nothing worse than when you're playing a video game and you reach a point and moving on is simple. You just got to do that thing.
Yeah.
But
you can't.
For some reason, you can't figure out what that thing is. And do you know those situations where...
This does bring up the very beautiful moment where you'll play a video game, sorry, getting confused, video game, and you're butting your head up against the same thing. You can't do this thing to save your life. You don't have the skills or whatever. You go away, you sleep, you come back and you do it first try. You can't do that with a board game. That sweet release, that like, done. Oh, it's so nice, that feeling. I love that feeling.
No, see, I don't love that feeling.
Oh, I love that feeling.
It's just a matter of fucking at last.
Then again, I love playing frustrating video games.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm a massive fan of Super Meat Boy. I'm a massive fan of Enter the Gungeon. Like those games which will just destroy you for no good reason. Just make it absolutely hard.
Okay. So so that's a skill based thing. I'm talking about design based things where you are say all you got to do in a level, let's say, is get through that door.
I know what you mean. Yeah,
and it's just a really stupid little thing that for some reason you keep sort of passing over. Like that sort of shit really fucks me up. And like when you do finally go, okay, I've done this, and you've repeated that ad nauseum. And then you go back to one of the things and you just had to press a different button or you just had to do something in a very slightly different way that, like, I fucking hate that.
That's my little problem solving that I love.
No, because that's not problem solving. That's poor design. And
do not play The Witness. Do not play The Witness.
Oh yeah, but no, yeah. It's all right. I already know that, like, the big reveal.
Oh no, I'm not even talking about the big reveal. Just the entire gameplay is puzzle solving, and you think you understand how the puzzle works, but you don't know. And then you've got to try a million different computations of the same thing, and eventually one of them works.
Right. Okay.
It's very much that frustration that you feel.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Fair dues. No, the thing with board games is everything is literally all out on the table, and there's never a moment where you just keep fucking butting your head against a wall. It's designed in such a way that you can progress. And to be fair, the only thing standing in your way are either the other players, or these mechanics that you already know are extant. Mm-hmm. And it's not like you have to. Unless there are very bad board games out there that have to see you run through a deck of cards until you get the right card to move on or something.
You're right, Magic. That is quite beautiful game.
No, it's a wonderful game, because if that happens, that's your fault. You built a bad deck, son.
Fair enough. How about a hybrid of the two? How about Tabletop Simulator?
I don't know.
That's just a board game in a video game.
I suppose one of the closest we've got is perhaps the XCOM board game.
Yeah,
where but that's kind of more like a role-playing game with an app that you have that they're constantly updating, and it provides
quite cool.
It does seem pretty cool, but I don't know. I've been reticent about getting into it because I played the XCOM, the initial release on not like way back in the PC era, but the one on the PS3.
Yeah, the most recent one, Enemy Unknown.
Yes.
Yeah.
Played that, and that game is fucking heartbreaking.
It's good, isn't it?
No, it caused me too much stress.
I really enjoyed my time with that.
Yeah, I fucking loved the shit out of it, but it just got to a point where
hard.
I'd run myself into a hole because I hadn't
invested your money in the right places. Yeah. You're building a base and you're investing money in certain research and developments and weaponry.
And I didn't chase weaponry soon
You're
enough.
Fucked.
Yeah. Which is the
same thing happened to me, and then it was a case of, wow, that was a really cool experience. I could play it again and quite enjoy myself at learning the lessons from my previous playthrough, but I kind of liked the way my story played out. Like, the human race was devoured by these aliens, but
I like that we were fucked.
That's fun. That's fun, isn't it? Actually, that game does feel like a board game in a way.
Oh yeah,
because you're building your own machine. It's almost like a Dominion or
and it's perhaps why
Thunderstone kind of game.
It's perhaps why I some of my favourite games have been turn based.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
I love me a tactical RPG.
Yeah, like a JRPG even.
Yeah. Treasure Hunter G remains one of my favourites, and it was Japan release only for the tail end of the SNES lifespan, and it was I don't know, it was kind of like it was like Chrono Trigger Light, but it was just wonderful.
Yeah.
It just kind of stripped everything, stripped so much of the bullshit away and just said, go, have this adventure. And it was wicked.
Shit. I've just thought of something.
What's that?
Oh, fuck. All games do win.
Yeah?
You get to roll dice.
Yeah.
There's nothing more tactical and more, not tactical, touching something.
Tactile.
Tactile, thank you very much. Jesus Christ. Tactile than rolling a fucking big D20 or something. Like, there's nothing that feels quite like that.
Yeah. Which, you know, in a board game where you've got to roll to hit and to wound,
Yeah.
with a board game, you know exactly the parameters. Like
You know the element of luck, and you know you're calculating the odds, and
yes, and you can do that. You've kind of got more information, but with
something like The Witcher or something where it's got dice rolls going on behind the scenes.
yeah, XCOM's a better example. Yeah, or Fallout 3, indeed, where you could be aiming your gun directly at the thing and still just whiff completely.
Yeah.
Those parameters are hidden, and you know that kind of annoys me. But by the same token, I do love video games.
I know you do.
Let's not ignore that for 1 second. Some of the most fun I've had by myself.
With your clothes on.
With my clothes on, thank you very much.
And without your clothes on, let's be honest.
Have been playing video games. But board games takes it for me.
Yeah, no, I can see it.
And
I completely understand where you're coming from. It's just my first love.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a fucking Haken t-shirt right now that's got fucking Space Invaders and shit all over it. I bought this t-shirt because I like video games and I like Haken. God damn it.
See, I mean, I'm hoping with the upcoming D&D campaign, I might hopefully start being able to turn you around on it, because you haven't really done much as a player. You've been a good games master for the Gamma World campaign, but
thank you.
I'm hoping I can do something quite cool.
Yeah, I want to get back more into the role play. There's only so much you can do as a DM because you're trying to lead the story and you're not trying to influence the players too much.
Yeah, but I love that experience as a games master, just sitting there and just watching.
Oh no, yeah, absolutely. The idea of being a DM is just it's terrifying at the start of it. 10 minutes in, I'm like a giggly school kill.
Yeah.
I fucking love that bit. Just seeing how they're problem solving and knowing that at any point you can just go, yes, son, nah. Just flip it.
Also, like having to react back as well.
No, that's the bit I like.
Yeah.
It's just
Great
bouncing
fun.
off each other. Yeah, especially with D&D as well. The tactile thing of rolling die. As you may know, listeners, but as Tess definitely knows, I do all my shit on computer. So I project down the screen, the map of where all the players are, and they tell me where to move and all that kind of stuff. I'm planning to move it to Roll20.net, which is the online game resource. Yeah, so I can upload my maps, and then everyone can sit around with their phone and just move their own players on this virtual map.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's the reason why I want to do it, because I'm not liking the fact that I have to move you all. I like the fact that you have your own.
Yes.
There's nothing like moving a miniature and going, I'm doing this. But woe betide you if you try and roll a die in the program. No, you're rolling a physical die.
Well, yes. The true random algorithm hasn't been cracked yet. So
no, you never will. It's mathematically not possible.
Is it not?
Not really. There's always got that caveat of not really.
No, fair enough.
Because no computer can be completely random.
Cool.
Right, anyway, well off topic.
Yeah, at this point, I'll tell you what, let's swap. I'll start taking them from the chest and you start taking them from Le Hottie de la Potty.
Yeah, because we just had an audio topic. That works.
Okay. Let's see what we got here. We got a big chunky one.
Oh, do like a big chunky one.
And it's, you're right, Dom.
Captain Sickbeard.
How the fuck do we fail at everything? Trains, rugby, cricket.
Okay, so we're talking we as in the English people.
Yeah, I would guess so. And I'm going to say because we're a Twilight Empire. Like, we had
We're
our day
on
in the
our way
sun,
out.
and yeah, we are descending. If
No. Oh, go on, sorry.
No, we are, mate. If the world was a game of Small World, we're maybe a turn or two of our tiles being flipped to grey.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
We
All those
are
board games
in
out there know
decline.
what you're talking about. Everyone else is completely clueless. Yeah, we're in decline. I'm going to say no. We are in decline. However, it's part of our personality as a people to be shit at things.
Well, it's become part of our personality.
I think we've always had it in us to be shit.
Yeah, well, yes, true.
We invented rugby. Fucking shit at that. We invented cricket. We're a bit better at that, not really.
We've invented, we
invented football.
Invented tennis?
No, that's French.
No, I believe it just gets some of the terminology from France.
No, I believe originally tennis is a French game and we made it royal tennis,
fair enough.
which is actually played inside in a room where you can bounce off walls and stuff, which is kind of weird. And the court is kind of a weird shape. Lawn tennis, I think, was ours.
Right, fair enough.
But again, the court is a weird shape. But proper tennis is
Do you know
French,
why
I think.
the score of 0 is called love?
Yeah, because it looks like an egg.
Yes, okay, fine,
Which
fair
is
enough.
Louvre,
Which is the egg.
the egg.
Okay, fine. All right.
All right, I watch Stephen Fry as well, bitch. Like, I know that shit. QI, motherfucker.
Oh, well, actually, I got
think
that
it's-
from the etymologicon, but fine. What's
All right, fair enough. I got it from Stephen Fry. I think, yeah, it's part of our personality to be shit. And to have something to rally to all together, be a people, and rally together and go, oh, you're fucking shit, mate. You're supposed to be representing our country.
I mean, we did.
And also not be very patriotic about it as well.
Yes, I kind of feel like we invented the mindset of not being very good at things and then describing everyone else as as being terrible at them, even though they're clearly much better. And again, we're not so good at that. America has taken that trait and fucking run with it. And I point you towards their stereotype of the lazy Mexican. Because
Go on.
that is very much a lazy nation going, like, seeing Mexicans come over the border and working really hard and then going, fucking lazy Mexicans. It's like, yeah, but they're not though, are they? They're fucking incredibly hardworking because they've got purpose. You lazy cunts are just making a stand because you're racist. Yeah, and there's another opinion. So
There we go.
so, well, there's a
Chalk
point.
that one up.
It is a point.
Yeah, we're going to change our lexicon now, aren't we? Yeah. No, we are shit at everything. But why? Or how do we... Sorry, the word is how do we fail at everything? With grace and style. We may be shit, we may fail at it, and we'll just go, nah, we'll get you next year.
Well,
And we are very good... Okay, not trying to dwell too much on the sport thing, but actually going, we're good sports about it.
our sportsmen are good sports about it.
I think
The
we as
fans
people
are
good
not
sports.
quite so. No,
Maybe with the exclusion of football, we are. Like rugby fans, you can't see them being too hard up if we lose against the All Blacks or Springboks or whatever.
yeah,
We'll go, well played, mate. All right, fair enough. When we go to the Ashes, we may give it some shit. But, oh no, to be honest, football has a bit of that as well. Look at, like, 3 lions on the shirt, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. They had to re-release that song 4 years later, the next World Cup, and go, yeah, change the lyrics. We're still going to beat you. No, we didn't.
I mean,
that's all right. We'll release Vindaloo next time. Have a laugh.
I think to provide a serious answer, I think part of it may come from our tendency to rest on past glories. Was it? I think it's the
Yeah,
the German.
Actually, no, that brings the football thing up again with the fucking 66.
For sure,
World
for
Cup.
sure. I think it was the German comedian Henning Wehn who pointed out that at football matches, our fans have a tendency to chant 2 world wars and one World Cup.
Yeah.
And
Germany
the
have
most
won it
recent,
6 times.
the
7
most
times?
recent of those was like 60 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
About 60 years ago.
We've had about 4 generations of football players since then.
And I think this tendency to believe that no, we are great, and not actually work hard enough to be great. Oh God, this is feeling like it's getting to nationalist speak now.
Yeah, we hate that shit.
Oh no, I'm starting to feel.
We are not patriotic to even the slightest degree. So
yeah.
I do rally behind England every time they play in rugby. I do as well with cricket.
Oh, I couldn't give a shit, mate.
It's good fun having someone to cheer for. It is good fun. But then again, I do also try and watch as many Wales games as I possibly can because my mum likes Wales. She's English. I really enjoy watching the Welsh team play because they're fun.
See, I'm just envisioning a whole new type of oceanic polo. called Wales.
Yeah, it's nothing like battering a beach ball with a big mallet on the top of a beluga.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, I think our predilection for chips probably doesn't help.
Yeah, we do.
Chips and beer. Chaps and bar.
Chaps.
Yeah. I think that's like not going to be doing us any favours whatsoever. Do you know what we can include in that? Food. Although we didn't really create food. No, do you know what?
I think
fuck it. I'm going to go out. I'm just going to say like England created all food, or rather the concept of food.
And a navy. We definitely invented a navy. And we'll never be slaves, apart from of course when the Romans came. Yeah, I don't know. Give it time on that one. We'll see. Yeah, to be fair. We'll be slaves to ourselves soon enough. Theresa May, fucking cunt.
Yeah.
I was about to say something. I can't remember now. Damn it.
Doesn't matter. Do you want to get us one?
There's no hosts.
Do you want to get us one from the hot pot?
Go for it, mate.
See if we can find a tasty nug in there.
I've got a tasty nug right here, bruv. What we got? This one is from
Captain Sickbeard.
Wrong. Musical interludes.
Yay!
I got nothing, mate.
Oh no, hang on. I thought we did. Because didn't we ask some people?
We do this every house party, mate. We go, we've got nothing for musical interlude whenever we're talking about podcasting. Like, oh yeah, no, we could do this, we could do that. I have no clue. We'll have to bang something in there. I've got a week to find something before we have to put this edit up, so this will be fun. Here comes the text to the podcast group.
Bollocks to you cunt. I am Punko Tron 2600. Prepare your fleshy butts for some punk pop that is worth writing home to your mother about and saying, fuck you mum, I'm listening to Reckless Abandon with their track Malibu and Sex. Why don't you check the show notes on where to find them? Thank you to Reckless Abandon for letting us play this awesome track. Enjoy and go eat a bag of Big's shit cakes.
So personally, I think that charcoal briquettes were a genius idea to be used thrown at a tuba.
It created quite a nice dull tone.
The
It's got to be
hollow,
said.
dull thud of charcoal briquettes
With
against tuba.
just the little crinkle tinkles as like you got the bits kind of fall off it.
Yeah.
It was absolutely phenomenal.
I mean, that's prog rock right there. That's
certainly
prog.
is.
That is prog.
That is somebody really
That's
thinking.
so prog though. It's so prog
That's
though.
somebody really thinking about the context of the music, which I wholly appreciate. Also, I really liked is the I don't know. It was the bit after the bridge before they kind of launched back into the pre-chorus.
Yeah, the footpath. Yeah.
It was so like obviously they were using a square tone for the bass there. Now, if you have a look at that in an equalizer, those square tones actually make the image of Marie Le Pen's cum face, which is hideous. But the tone,
Beautiful.
at the same time, like sonically glorious.
Visually,
Could do without, but
cannot unsee the square tone.
please let me hear more.
I don't know. I think personally, they could have lubricated up a bit more.
Yeah, the dryness kind of really came
You could hear
through.
the rasp. Like I
You
mean,
really could, and I think
sorry, but pause for a second. No, mate, that's not prog. That's not prog.
Especially
that's
with
very
the
main.
powdered glass. That not prog. That what that is
How
is Avant Sharte.
I like it. I like it. However, putting in Spanish Flea at the end, moment of genius.
Oh yeah, quadruple time Spanish Flea. Blasted. Right.
It's fucking
wicked.
Oh, what a tune! Everyone's singing along at that point.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you, whoever the fuck that was. Yeah, I've put out a post already saying, please, someone tell us what music to play.
And yeah, well, I don't know. I guess maybe redo the credits here or not. Shall we?
Let's.
So-
Okay, so
I believe it's now time for one from.
hosts, I think.
No, that one, dude. That was.
That was one for me. Yeah.
The hosts.
It's one of mine.
So let's have a look at what we got from Sophie's chest.
You all right, Dom?
It is indeed
Captain Sickbeard says
work shift from hell.
work shift from. I thought I was going to have one today. To be fair, so today is the hottest day of the year so far. 25 degrees. I think it hit its peak or something like that.
I saw none of it, so
It was on a Sunday. I prepared. I put like fucking 9 people on a day where I usually have 6. I was in the office the entire fucking time, just catching up.
Oh
It
really?
was beautiful, mate. So good. That feeling where you're like, right, well, I could do that tomorrow, but I'm going to do it now. All right, yeah, no, let's do that. It's the point where it was like 2 hours before the end of my shift, and I was just like, well, usually at this point, I'd run away at the end of my shift after 2 hours after I was supposed to have finished and have to rush it in the morning before calling my boss with this stuff. No, I'm prepared. For once in my life, I'm prepared. It feels good. But speaking about work, so yeah, the first shift I had in this company that I currently am with was a similar situation. So it was a hot, sunny Sunday. It was Mothering Sunday, and it was so lovely. And I was in a pub with an outside capacity of 400, inside capacity of 100.
I bet it was the quietest you've ever seen it.
I made one very, very dear friend on that shift because it was the only person who would smile at me.
Oh really?
Yeah, still friends with her to this day because she was looking after me and babying me when I was just like, I'm going to quit. I'm going to walk out right now. I don't need this job. Fuck it. And maybe you're to blame for my current situation, so fuck you.
I don't know. Do you know what? I think one that comes to mind is the first job I ever had. In fact, the only job I ever had before going into theatre was when I was working at working at a pub, and I can't remember if Beth was working there at this point.
Yeah.
But after I had a afternoon shift, and rather than going home after that, and I was back in for the afternoon evening the next day. Rather than going home, someone had convinced me to try the Star at Ramen,
Oh, it's good beer.
Styrofoam.
Check.
Yeah. It's a fucking lovely wheat beer. Mm-hmm. If you only have to.
Yeah.
But it is more so than anything else I've ever encountered in my life, unadulterated headache juice. And that was, I think that is perhaps...
It's called Check Mother's Ruin for a reason.
Oh, no, do you know what? It's not the first time I ever made my way home without any memory of it whatsoever. The first time that happened was when we were doing whiskey shots to the eye at my mate Chris's house.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, that will do it. But fortunately, I didn't have to work the next day. But this particular day, I woke up... So the night goes like this. I finished the shift. Mm-hmm. I've been bought a couple of drinks because we're not allowed tips. So we take drinks, and someone had sold me on the idea of styrofoam. So I think I had 3 in the till. So I had those. And I thought, oh, they are bloody nice, aren't they? I guess I'll just have a bit more and I'll just hang around, because at this time we could still smoke in the pub. So I just spent the time
those days.
Just like drinking and smoking. But I don't know that I remember buying more than one.
Yeah. That's the beauty of working in a pub. Yeah.
It fucking set in after that. This is the like combination tiredness and drunkenness. And so I had my 3 in the till, and then I bought another one. And then the next morning I wake up in my bed covered in piss.
God.
And it was one of those moments.
Good morning, Taryn.
Yeah, hello.
Here's a problem.
But I suppose the impressive thing is that I had made my way home. I have no idea what time I got back. I have no idea how much I slept. All I do know is that I woke up and I had, I think for the first time since I was a child, pissed the bed. So, looking at the time, okay, I've got just enough time to shower. I can attempt to eat something, and I can almost never not eat something. So I had some sort of breakfast, and then I put the sheets in the wash and turned the mattress over. Well, no, on its side to air, rather. And then I had to go into work. And this is, it's the first time I ever really remember having a crippling headache. Headaches aren't things that happen to me very often. My skull box is usually usually on side when it comes to such things. But this time, that headache was just crippling. It was just breaking me for the rest of the day. And it was only, well, I was afternoon and evening, so I guess it was sort of 8 hours, 8 to 10 hours. So it's like not the longest shift I've ever done by a country mile.
Yeah.
But fuck me, did it hurt every step of the way. There was like no point at which that abated. It wasn't, I don't know if I had bought more drinks, I wouldn't have taken them. By the end of it, I just fucking ran.
Yeah.
I went home and it was time to sleep.
Yeah.
And that was a pretty bad shift. There was another, so when I was at theatre, one of the companies I used to work for, they got a contract on the In the Night Garden show. And what this wasn't a typical theatre show where you just take, and to be fair, like the set, so easy.
Okay.
Oh God, could literally fart that up in a day in a normal theatre.
You put that on your CV, I take it. I can fart up a set in a day.
But In the Night Garden wasn't a normal show because it didn't go into theatres. Instead, what had to happen is you had to first inflate the 5-ton theatre beforehand, level everything. Yeah, it was an inflatable theatre.
No wonder you're saying you can't fart up in a day. That's a big thing to fart up in a day.
It certainly is, sir.
Those valves are a bitch.
But we did it. And, I was there the first time it was taken to Birmingham, and Birmingham is particularly grim for the area in which it's done in that park. It's all this, it's this red quartz.
Okay.
So it's kind of this red substance.
Red, tirey, rubbery stuff.
But there's also, I don't know, something earthy about it. Like, if it gets on you, it's fucking on you. And we took it there,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that stuff.
It fucking shitted it down the entire time.
Oh, no.
And, fuck, I mean, so much so that and that wasn't just one shift. That was a week. And that was when we didn't have the whole system figured out. That's when everything was at, like,
Play by ear.
Yeah.
Let's get this
kind of play by ear. We weren't fully, like, we weren't using, sort of forklifts or telehandlers rather, where we could to really do like the telescopic lifting. So there was a lot of just carrying shit up big places and laying it in and trying not to have your fingers crushed. And it was just like awful. And that 1 week has just become my benchmark for awful.
Yeah.
If I ever feel like I'm having a terrible week or just a terrible shift, I look at that and I just go, nah, at least it's not Night Garden.
Yeah. I think for me, working in the hospitalities, I just want to put a quick announcement out to all our listeners, and hopefully you'll pass this on to your family, friends, and enemies. If you go to a restaurant, pub, cafe, anything for Christmas Day, you're a dickhead. You're an absolute fucking cunt. I hate you. Die of fire.
I don't understand it.
No, neither do I. So it's become a trend in this country that, well, I expect across the entire Western world, that Christmas is a business day. I've had a couple. I've had a couple bad ones. The first, when I was working high street restaurants. So I was working in this French restaurant, and we were open Christmas Day. And Christmas Eve morning, I wake up, go to work. This is going to be hell. This is going to be awful. This is going to be really busy, but we'll get through. We've got the people on. We're going to get through it. Come on. Yeah, this is Christmas Eve. Like, let's do this. Let's kick some ass. Let's fucking wreck this shit. Get in. Do my speech to all the guys. Come on. We can fucking smack this out of the park. We can do this. We've got enough people on. If you need a break, let me know. I'll sort it for you. Just get through it. Well, at the end of it, I'll buy you all beer. No problem. Go to pour the first beer of the day. Nothing comes out the tap. Right. Okay.
Good start.
So
Good start.
What's going
I'm liking
on?
where we're going so far.
Go down to the cellar. Oh, hello. 6 feet of water. The entire cellar is 6 foot underwater. The second I get to the door, open the door, I hear this crackly noise. I see smoke, and we had to shut for 5-6 days while they sort this out. So this was in Sevenoaks, and apparently the water table there is a cunt. So our entire cellar flooded to the point where we had to turn off all the electrics in the building and had to shut for Christmas. We had around 300 bookings on that day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. And it was a case of ringing every single one of them up and saying, Merry Christmas, Christmas is cancelled.
Yeah!
There were
Love it.
There were articles in the local newspaper of, this restaurant destroyed Christmas for me. We had to stay home and eat cheese on crackers for our Christmas meal and all this kind of stuff. And it's just like,
wow,
holy shit. Actually, the first shift I had in that place, it wasn't my hell. It was the general manager the assistant manager I was taking over from at that point. A guy took a pot of water to a table for a tea and spilt it all over a 1-year-old baby.
Water?
Yeah, boiling hot water out of a fucking teapot. What happened there?
You just done fucked up a child.
No, he did. I remember his name. He was James. I still remember him. He wasn't there very long.
No, I bet.
So what came out of that same paper?
Are we talking like head to toe dousing?
Yeah, absolutely scalded a baby.
Like how bad? Are we talking skin grafts? Or?
We're talking the fact that the helicopter had to be called in, the air ambulance helicopter.
Oh no!
Do you know what? It's even funnier.
Oh no!
While I was working in Sevenoaks, so this thing lands in Knoll Park. The ambulance crew comes out, attends to the baby, goes to take it to hospital, gets back to the helicopter. The helicopter has been vandalised by thugs. Unfit for flight.
Oh, what? Oh, that is outrageous. In Sevenoaks?
Yeah. Knoll Park has its stories. Let's put it that way. Yeah. No, that's pretty bad. However, this recent Christmas was pretty bad for me. Shit just went down. I'm not going to go into the...
No, I remember you saying, like, you didn't have...
you know what
most
made
of the people you needed.
Yeah, no, to be fair, like, no head chef, no anything like that. It was all very, very shit. And it was horrible and ruined Christmas for very few of our bookings, but it's still not nice on Christmas Day of all days. And while your entire family is in a rented cottage in deepest, darkest Kent enjoying themselves, and when they get back and you walk through the door and they give you that look of pity, yeah, that's not a nice Christmas.
Yeah.
And it's definitely a work shift from hell. It got to the point where, yeah, it was quit or just fucking get through it. Unfortunately, I got through it.
I'll tell you what, I should probably bring up, and in fact, this is kind of wrapping back to early podcast episodes.
Yeah.
But the shift in which I went under a bunch of steel deck and had my ankle folded in half. That wasn't just a bad day. Like that. Like I'm still feeling the echoes of that now. That was
you destroy yourself.
Yeah, that was was pretty shit.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know, sort of tackle it as you do all things. Like, well, I guess this is happening now, so on we go. But that one was definitely, the shift itself was, you know, it was manageable. At least it meant I wasn't at the National Theatre for as long as I was supposed to be, because I fucking hate that place.
Really? As an audience goer for National Theatre, I love the National Theatre.
Yeah, as somebody who works not in the audience areas, it's a piece of cock.
Really?
Yeah. No, not even a good cock. We're talking like a cock that's almost rotted off from syphilis kind of cock. We're talking like...
Wow, that's a beautiful image right there.
I mean, just kind of the politics and even just the architecture of the place. Because it's like this fucking horrendous, brutalist blancmange on the South Bank. Right, I'm sure it works front of house, but in the background, like, it's just, there's avenues going everywhere. Yeah. Oh god, it's so bad. And they try to jazz it up with, oh hey, we painted this corridor this colour, or we're using lights this colour here. Isn't that bad? Like, no, it's not. All you're doing is pointing out exactly how awful it is, because it needs this.
The dude who designed that building has a knighthood.
So did Jimmy Savile.
Brilliant. That dude also designed my university, UEA in Norwich. Big up, rap. There is a reason why their student union newspaper is called Concrete.
Oh, really?
What? And
I'm wondering if he designed the University of Essex as well.
Possibly, but. The one bit that he didn't design is what was known as Constable Terrace, which is great for parties because it's like layered levels of flats where you can jump out of one person's kitchen onto a roof and then jump off of that roof onto the next roof below it and then jump in someone else's kitchen. Like, it's brilliant for fucking parties. However, it is designed based on the designs of a Swedish prison. It's the exact same layout as a Swedish prison.
What is wrong with people?
What's wrong with fucking Norwich?
Oh, hey, I'm going to design an establishment of learning. Let's base it on a fucking prison.
Motherfucker. No.
Let's sell that. Right. Let's sell that idea.
Great for parties, also great for Ultimate Frisbee, because playing Ultimate Frisbee on several levels is fucking hilarious.
Oh, man, if you're on the lower level and have to go running...
Oh, no, it's more the point where it feels like you're a knight defending a castle because you are on top of your castle throwing spears down at the underlings who are really struggling to get it up to you.
Well, I mean, of course, like throwing it at that sort of angle, all it's going to do is cause it to curve back round.
It's brilliant because there'll be a gust of wind. It won't be effective throwing down, but throwing up is like, yeah, Everest. Yeah, it's good fun. Yeah, I think we've pretty much covered it and burned enough bridges for that topic. So professional bridges gone.
All right, okay. Let's see what the hosts have to say. Of course, it's Captain Sickbeard. Are you all right, Dom?
Fuck me, Dom. Jesus Christ.
If it's led to be believed, online retail models purposefully discount their items to entice people to drop the high street. What year do you predict that this will dropped and site like Amazon will be dropped and site like Amazon will stop this?
No, it will never be stopped.
No. It's right. They're now just going to have to evolve around
This
each
is the
other.
model. No, this is the model.
Yeah.
I mean, do you know what? This reminds me, Black Friday sales. So, Scroobius Pip, aforementioned on many of our podcasts, musical artist, bit of a director and all that kind of shit. Podcast genius, basically. He has this thing on his web store every Black Friday where he basically says, I'm closing my web store for Black Friday in the week of Black Friday because if a motherfucker can sell you something at a discount, they're ripping you off the rest of the year. It's just like, it's a good political speech to do on a web store where you're actually going to make money. You know, fair enough, you're putting your mouth where your pound is.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Oh, that's right. I like it. I'll go. I think that essentially this is just the model now. There is always, like, the online is there for people who know exactly what they want at that moment.
Yeah.
And, like, if I know precisely what I want, I'll just go Amazon, or I'll go Wayland Games, or, you know, I'll whichever like eBay or whatever, and I'll fucking get that shit, and I'll get it at a discount, which is kind of the reward for knowing exactly what you want. But most of the time, you don't know what you want. But
you at the same time, you are kind of being played. I mean, you fucking look at the Steam store, like the Steam video game market is basically, I will go there. Perfect case in point. Game I really want to play at the moment is Tumbleweed Park, which is basically like Ron Gilbert, I think. It's his Kickstarter, the guy who made the original Monkey Island and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He's made a point-and-click adventure. This game's just come out. I watched a quick look on Giant Bomb. I went to Steam. I searched the name. I put it on my wish list. I didn't buy it because I know in 2 months' time when they do their fucking midsummer sale, bang, I'm going to get that at a cheaper markdown. I am being played at that point. Everyone knows the games are going to come down in price. Everyone knows that products of any sort are going to come down in price. So if you know what you're looking for and you're willing to put up with the wait, you're going to get a discount.
Yeah,
but you're
true.
being played because every time I see that email come through, an item on your wish list is on sale, I look at that shit. I'm getting that click through for them and going, oh, should I do that? Oh, should I?
But the other side, the high street side of it, I don't know, it kind of comes in 2 stages. Like, it's going to be the opposite of what I just said. Like, if you don't know exactly what you want, for instance, say you're going out present shopping for someone, and you've got a vague idea, but it's like, if you're doing it online, you've got to play the game of trying to nail the search.
Do you know
which is fucking boring.
No, I think this is quite a good idea. Right, so we're educated on the internet for finding sales and discounts. We are, alright, push it to the realm of stereotype. We are men shoppers when it comes to high street. We'll walk in the first shop, we'll go get what we want and walk out.
Yes.
Because we're sensible human beings. But we'll pay whatever the shop has it for.
Yeah.
If you were to go online, you wouldn't fucking do that. You go searching 10 different websites to find it and go.
Yeah, but then you kind of, you got the problems of, for instance, say with anything that you wear, I'm pretty much always going to go high street for that, just so I can try it on first.
Yeah, I've kind of gone the other way with that as well.
No, I simply cannot be fucked. Like, the whole idea of, oh yeah, no, just send it to us, and if it doesn't fit, like, just send it back and just, no, fuck that. I will just go out and I will find something similar. I'll try that. Oh, that doesn't work. Let's try something else. Oh, okay, no, I found this instead.
With the exception of like buying a suit, I would just buy everything online. Like, I buy my trainers online. I buy clothes online. Like,
you buy trainers online?
Yeah, these trainers I got right here. Motherfucker, look at these fucking babies. Red, black, and white. My fucking colours.
What was that? Adidas?
Yeah, these are fucking. These motherfuckers are fucking Run DMC kind of shoes. Look at them.
They fucking are, aren't they? The Adidas is in gold.
Shell top Adidas superstars.
Ah, you little slag.
I love it.
But
I like my fucking hip bump. Bitch.
I think the other thing with high street shopping is it kind of it scratches this hunter gathering urge. I reckon
it's the fact there's a better deal out there.
Yeah,
and it takes very little effort to find it.
It's not that. I think people do instinctively not want to be stuck in one of three places all the time. So they will go out to the high street and they will spend the day walking around and, okay, sure, they're not picking berries, but they're having a look and going, okay, what's going to work? Like, what?
I think we're not those people.
Dude, I mean, when it comes to Christmas shopping, I will do that for the most part.
Really?
If I'm making, if it's for me, for the most part, I will make a purchase based on, I know exactly what the fuck I want, unless it's shoes or clothes. Yeah, no, that shit's, that, I've got to try that on first.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I think we're being played by the market. They know exactly what we want. I'm talking about online retailer here. They know exactly what we want and they know we're willing to wait whenever and we'll just buy it when it's cheaper.
Yeah.
But they'll still make a profit on it. So,
but because I can't help myself, I shall provide an actual answer to when that will stop, and that will be when governments figure out how to tax those cunts properly. There's because like Amazon,
we're talking about Amazon,
Amazon are famous tax dodgers, and like sort of any online store that can keep things nice and nebulous.
Infamous, I think, is the word.
Like any store that can exist online and keep things nebulous and sort of exist in little tax havens.
See,
that's going to continue for ad infinitum until like, governments are prepared to go, nah, you know what? Fuck that.
Yeah, absolutely. I to be honest, I use Amazon as I can't be asked machine. And so I'll search whatever in there, buy the cheapest version of whatever I'm looking for. And it's my, like, for instance, this fucking SD extender card that I want for my Raspberry Pi. Went online. The actual thing I need, I can buy several different versions of it for £1. Went on Amazon, got it next day delivery for £3.
Yeah.
And it's just, I can't be asked machine.
Okay, so the most recent occasion where I've used Amazon...
Sorry, another version of this. That fucking SD card I bought for the Raspberry Pi, I bought it on Amazon Now, which is their delivery service within an hour thing. Mm-hmm. Got it delivered to me because I couldn't be asked to walk up to the fucking high street.
Yeah, but also that, like, you knew exactly what you wanted. It was probably going to be cheaper on Amazon. And to be fair, why the fuck did we why did we...
I could have gone to fucking
Did you double check the price on eBuyer? Because that probably would have been cheaper.
It would have been cheaper on eBuyer if I waited 2 days. It would have been cheaper if I went to...
But you wanted it now!
It would have been cheaper if I walked up the high street and went to fucking CEX.
Really?
Computer Exchange.
Oh.
Yeah, it would have been cheaper.
What if they had one?
They would have. It's them. It's Lewisham. There's so many phones being mugged in Lewisham. There'll be a fucking SD card there. I've also looked, every time I've walked past that, in particular, the Computer Exchange. I still call it Computer Exchange. CEX, sorry.
Yeah.
I've walked past the window and there's a Vive in the window. Have you noticed this?
No, I haven't.
650 quid. Every time I walk past, it goes down a couple of pounds.
How much Vive's new?
It's around 750.
Right, okay.
However, the hardware has slightly been revised since the original launch, so it's kind of like... And also, to be fair, I want the Vive. I want the Oculus Rift at this point.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
Touch controllers, mate.
Oh,
They're
fair enough.
Fucking sexy. Anyway.
Okay, so yeah, no. The reason, in recent times, the reason I went to Amazon over anywhere else is I did my shopping around. I was like, when you asked me to run this D&D game, I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, no, I'm up for this. I've kind of been looking for an excuse to buy the new source books anyway.
Yeah.
I would fucking love this, but I went to Forbidden Planet. I went to Orc's Nest.
Yeah.
I went to the shops, and then not liking what I found there, I went to like the gaming sites I go to.
Yeah.
But no matter how I cut it, it was all going to be like at least 120.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Minimum.
Like, what's the kind of price difference?
Yeah, I mean the books are like selling for like 45.
They're about 40 on Amazon, aren't they?
No, they're less, man.
The Player's Handbook on itself is
No,
40
I got all that shit for about 86.
That's pretty good for 3 huge books.
Yeah. And it was one of those occasions of...
And they're selling the Player's Handbook for 45 quid at the moment on Amazon. Damn it. Anyway, go on.
Oh, are they? Oh, dude, you know you're always welcome to mine.
Yeah, I know.
And of all the books I've got, that one's not going to leave here. But that one... That was an occasion where it's like, I so want to support my local gaming stores. Like,
for something like that, yeah.
I really do. But at that point, I didn't know if it was going to come to fruition.
Yeah.
And 120 to 140, I just can't. I couldn't even. Not a little of it.
Doesn't matter how much they rape their workforce. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, right.
No, and do you know who I blame for that? Is Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah.
That shit, like, offer the hardback, don't need to be hardback.
No,
because the hardback binding is bullshit. Yeah. Anyway, off topic, shall we go for the next topic, sir?
Why the fuck not? Let's have one from the hosts.
I mean, we are thoroughly sticking true to the, actually, dude.
Oh, yeah, let's have one from
let's have the Kai.
The Pol Pot.
And then if we got time, we'll go for...
Oh, we got time.
We got time. All right.
Bear with me. I've got to turn aeroplane mode off. Roll me a D8 again. What did you roll last time out of interest? Do you remember? So I can delete it. No.
Oh, it was a 5 last time. And it's a 5 again.
Okay, well, that's going to be the next one. Okay. So, what have you got to say, Kai?
If the Pot Topic podcast had a mascot, what would it be?
Cheeky.
I think so. Yeah, I think you've pretty much nailed it on the head.
It's pretty much Tiki.
I have bought... Okay, so, as part of our theme tune contest... Mm-hmm. Which had...
Oh, shit, I still haven't bought the big...
How many entries did our theme tune contest
hang on,
have?
sorry.
Can you just calculate
give me a sec. No, it's all right. I've got it on my phone.
I've got the list there. If you just want to tabulate
I've saved it to... I've saved it to Google Docs.
Take your time.
I've saved it to Google Keep.
No, I understand it's a big thing.
So let's have a quick look.
Absolutely. Go on.
Well, what that is, Tom... is a bunch of random drawings that I've turned into a smiley face.
Yeah.
And if that...
Can you run it through the computer one more time?
Sweet. Oh, it is none.
Yeah.
It is none.
It's brilliant because...
It is none.
I was very presumptuous.
You want to talk about asking too much of our tiny listenership?
Talk about setting myself up for a fall. Thank you all for listening. We love you very much.
Oh, so much.
And to be honest, it was a very fucking big ask. I just thought I'd push it.
It was huge.
I'd really push it.
Just in case.
But I did have to buy a lot of tiki mugs to say thank you very much to Orangafruüp that with 2 U's for use of their beautiful music as our theme tune. So I've spray painted a tiki glass, which is wonderful. I've yet to put it on a mount for a trophy though.
No,
but I did buy a lot of tiki cups that we were very much enjoying in our house.
That is my bad because the main stem of the trophy was going to be a bottle of rum painted gold, and I still haven't bought one yet, and that is all on me.
So we fail as co-hosts.
Yes, but we fail together. Well, no, actually, no. You've succeeded because you've done your part of the bargain. I fail.
It's sat under our TV at the moment.
Yeah,
very pretty. It's very pretty,
and it has a ball from a ball pool bar that I went to recently.
Is that where that ball's from?
Yeah, that's what that is.
I wonder why it was so dirty. Cool. Yeah, I think probably our mascot is a tiki.
Yeah.
A tiki mask of any sort.
That is us. Tiki is our god.
I'll tell you what. Our actual tiki mascot needs to be the one that we made Carnage in. Carnage being our cocktail.
Oh shit! I've still got that incomplete video on Google Drive somewhere.
All right, should we upload that and put it on the community wall or something? We'll link it at some point.
Yeah. Okay, we do need to finish that. I know how to finish it off, and yes, let's get that in and done before summer.
Cool. Other than that, mascots, what can we think of? Probably Trump being fucked up the arse by a big banana.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose that would work. The other one
Shouting
would be
Brexit Brexit means Brexit.
The other one I can think of would be a bottle of, fuck a bottle, because I've seen how many bottles we have up here now, and the bottle
Actually,
doesn't
who
quite
arranged
cover
those?
it.
Was that my girlfriend?
That was Reza, yeah. She came
Sorry.
in here and did a tidy.
Yeah. Recently, my girlfriend has led the charge on tidying up our abode. So we have a tidy shed with all our whiskey bottles in a row. Oh god, they're so pretty.
They are, aren't they? It's almost hard to feel bad about how much we drunk.
Hangovers. And like, she actually spent with your girlfriend as well, Heather. Spent yesterday tidying up our garden. Our garden, when we moved in, was overgrown and full of detritus. Like, we found 50... that's underestimating it. At least 200 cigarette rollers in plastic bags in the back of our garden.
Fuck, we did. And yeah.
Bags of jeans, sodden, in broken bin bags in the back of our garden, where clearly the previous residents of this house have been dodgy dealers.
My favourite bit was that just outside, in fact, leaning up against the west wall of our studio.
There we go.
Well,
Which man's house is their castle? No, you know which one's the west wall.
There was a henge made out of discarded divan, like the beds, divan halves, and inside that henge were 2 industrial boilers.
Yeah.
It remains my favourite bit of it all.
These things could have been like used to make tea for an army. These things were so fucking huge.
Yeah, they were proper restaurant urns.
And they've been built into like some weird makeshift, like they got pallets out of beds and out of sideboards and just put together scrap, and they were clearly using it to brew something. I can't work it out. There's no drugs on the market that I know of, and I know a lot of drugs on the market. There are no drugs on the market that you could use 2 industrial boilers for.
No, I mean, the way I figure it is the people who were living here before, either owned a restaurant or were attached to people who owned a restaurant at some point.
No, but they were in
they figured out they could get 2 industrial boilers easy, ready to go, ready to install, and just kept them in storage and then left before anyone ever needed them. They weren't in storage.
They were clearly in use.
No, they weren't, dude. They were in the box. They were still in the box. And my favourite bit about the whole thing is when we discovered this, our housemate Kimmy, her stepdad, like me and you were just going, okay, so we got these 2 boilers. What the fuck do we do with them? And he went, oh, okay. He just pulled them out and stamped them flat.
Stevie's a dude.
He's a legend.
Other than that, wow, come on. What PTP memes are there?
No, we're talking about a very, very cute whiskey aging barrel. Mm-hmm. We're talking about like a sherry cask that has whiskey all up in its grill and has cute eyes, big eyelashes, and looks so innocent. But anytime you speak to it, it doesn't say anything of any interest or sensibility whatsoever. That's out. Right.
Let's have one more topic before we have to finish, because we've got like 6 minutes left.
There's one more from the Hottie de la Potty.
Hottie de la Potty. So one from the hosts. And it is from Beth. Family heirlooms. Got some? ?
I do.
Do you even think about the concept?
So personally, no. I've got nothing to hand down to my children other than what's been handed down to me by my grandmother. But what's been handed down to me from my grandmother in terms of heirlooms, there were 2. I was given when my grandmother died. She gave me the option, like in a will. She said, "My grandchildren can choose 2 things from like the house."
Yeah.
I
Keepsakes.
chose a crystal swan, not real crystal, glass crystal,
Yeah.
and a crow skull. And the crow skull I've still got.
That's
and
cool.
that is now.
I've seen your crow skull.
Yeah,
It's pretty cool.
it's now. It resides next to the crowfoot, which I acquired myself. But
that was a good hunt.
that was a good score. Yeah, fucking slice that shit off with some. What was it? Swiss Army knife scissors.
I think you need to roll for that one.
No, already done.
Oh, okay.
Past, and in fact, and canon. But yeah, so I've got this crow skull that resides on a shelf that is made out of the table that this podcast used to be recorded on.
Yeah.
And
there's some of the table right there on the shelf.
Yeah, it's two pieces. And that is mine and Heather's dead shelf, and that's where we keep dead things.
Yeah.
That's all I've got
through and through.
in the way of. Oh, fuck off, I'm goth. But that's all I got in the way of heirlooms.
I've got a couple. Like I've got a compass that I was owned by my grandfather. Like a fluid-filled compass, which is pretty cool. The coolest one that hopefully I'll inherit when my dad croaks it, is a pair of binoculars from my grandfather. So, my grandfather was in the World War, as many of our grandfathers were, and one day he was doing, this is as far as the story as I remember anyway, he was doing a patrol and he found two Germans that were basically limping. Put his gun up, with whoever he was with, like put his gun up and basically they surrendered without fucking question. It was like, fuck off. Yes, of course. We're walking towards you, whatever. I have a pair of German binoculars in my family somewhere, and they're fucking pretty cool.
I mean, you just created this image in which, like, your granddad's there and he's got two Germans walking towards him, and like, it's in the war, and they just go, oh, Klaus, it's clemency. Can we have some clemency, please? Oh, we are so wounded.
What's that?
Can we please have some clemency?
Is it bitter lemon and orange? Yes, it is. Yeah, it was very much, he just jumped out of a bush and went, yeah, all right, mate. Come on. As far as the story that my father's told me anyway. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Other than that, I have a feeling
as far as that's the story that your dad told you, like maybe the story goes further. Maybe your granddad spent some time like shooting them in pieces first. Like, oh, German, eh? Well, okay. Well, I'm gonna shoot your bollock off. I'm gonna take the left one first. Like, hold it out.
I remember my granddad. Unfortunately, the only memory I really have of my granddad is him in a nursing home. However, I always remember him being very friendly and warm and loving. I remember playing with Lego with him and all that kind of stuff. He was very senile at that point, but very, very sweet and lovely. And
war changes people.
The one thing I do think is kind of a family heirloom is my childhood home.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So my great-grandfather built our family home in the middle of Sidcup. He was a very charitable and loving person, clearly. He fostered a lot of children, which is an admirable thing to do. To the point where he clearly realised...
I'm going to put in a quick addendum there, because there is someone I now know where I work. It is an admirable thing, unless you literally won't fucking shut up about how awful it is. Other than that, yes.
And I think he may have realised what an awful thing it was, because he built my family home as an extension bungalow to the family home. So 27 Queenswood Road in Sidcup is my heritage. However, my parents now reside in 27A, which is the bungalow right
annex
next to it, where he built to get away from the kids. No, this dude was very, very cool. He, so, do you remember, right, imagine where my kitchen is in my parents' house. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you look out
back of the house, right?
Yeah. So if you're in the kitchen, you're doing the washing up and you're looking out the window, that road there, Fairfield Close, that used to be part of his land. He gave it away to the army during the war as a charitable donation.
Dickhead.
Yeah, please take it. Go on. He's obviously very charitable. He's fostered kids and all that kind of stuff. He's like, no, you take that. I've got plenty of land. Don't need it. They turned that into housing. And after the war, after they didn't need it, the government decided, let's put some houses on that. Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to use that as an heirloom, obviously, like, you're not going to raise a family
I will,
there.
no, but I will inherit that house at some point because my parents are still fucking at that property.
Yeah. So if you're going to use that as an heirloom, like, don't use it as it is right now. Like, you're, I assume...
my parents didn't actually inherit that. They had to buy that place. They
What, really?
bought it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
they paid off the mortgage like it must be 15 years ago at this point, but yeah, they bought that place.
Only 15 years ago for that place.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Falling apart.
But yeah, no, as an inheritance, I suggest keeping it as, so, gut, it, and then
You see it as a garage.
Yeah,
So
no, not as a garage, but use it as a, like, kitchen, shit space, common place, and then take
Man
your kids
cave.
camping there.
Okay, yeah.
Because it's
That's
good.
your heritage.
It's my area of expertise, sir.
Yeah.
I've done me some proper camping there, and it is good.
So, do you want to talk a bit about this?
We definitely mentioned it before. It's the
go
192
into the
hour
story.
party, but yeah.
Oh no, I thought you were talking about your camping ground that someone owns.
Oh shit! Do you know what? I didn't even think about.
That's what I thought you were talking about.
That didn't even strike me as potential inheritance. Yeah, I suppose maybe.
So go on.
So my uncle, my dad's brother, he owned a bit of land in Sussex. Suffolk.
Deepest, darkest country in England.
It's in the Heathfield area, and it's this little. It is like. I'm not going to get fancy about it. It is a wedge of land. Like, it starts tiny and then expands out into something that isn't huge, but is between a pig farm and an arable farm. And
Famous idiom.
and when I was growing up, Dad would take us there camping all the time. In fact, if you go back to issue 2 of the podcast, I tell a story about the first time I got I tell 2 stories about times I got apocalyptically drunk there as a wee lad.
The stag story being the most memorable.
But I mean, that might not necessarily happen because, like, my uncle is a very private man and a very scattered man, and there's no
heritage there.
No, well, I mean, there's reason for me to own that. I mean, over my elder brother and my older sister, there's reason I will take that because I spent the most time there. But Dad isn't sure that he's going to be able to find the deeds for it, so that might get lost. But if it is found, I imagine that will probably kind of go to me eventually.
That's pretty cool.
Which, yeah, it will be cool. And it
Festival.
I don't know. Like, having a festival in a 3.5 acre space of
A small festival.
dense
The
woodlands.
start of a festival.
Difficult, but definite place where I can take my mates and go, hey, let's go do some proper camping. Yeah, easily doable.
I feel kind of annoyed the fact that Hal's not here because his grandfather is Sir Donald Sinden, and walking through Sir Donald Sinden's house while he was alive, absolute legend.
But also talking to Hal about inheritance, minefield.
Oh, well, yeah, no, I'm not talking about inheritance. Just literally walking through Sir Donald Sinden's house and seeing everything that was on his shelves was just a case of, this is a part of history, this building. This home, this thing you call home, the thing you sleep in every single night, and you can walk through and see the last 100 years of theatrical heritage. And it's just like, holy shit, this is a museum piece. It belongs in a fucking museum. Like, this is an Indiana Jones kind of building right here.
We're talking some proper Lara Croft ass shit right here.
It was beautiful. Like, I've only visited there a couple of times in my past, and I got to, like, sleep in Sir Donald Sinden's bed next to Hal. That was a weird experience, because we were both wrecked. It was the night before his wedding, and, yeah, we were wrecked. God, that place is just heirloom city. I wish I had that at some point, but at the same point, I'm not very sentimental. So,
well, I mean, here's the thing when it comes to heirlooms is, I mean, I'm all right with the idea of passing on to my immediate children something, say, like, here's a house or here's a plot of land. Here's just something that's going to give you a bit of an advantage once we're gone. I'm okay with that.
I think that's what my parents would probably give me.
But if we're talking like anything really precious,
as a physical item,
it sounds.
Yeah.
I'd hate. I mean,
given the amount I paid for this fucking valve tube thing off of eBay, that better be one of my fucking heirlooms. Actually, that's a good question. What would your heirloom be?
No.
Come on, there must be something you hold dear that you want to pass on.
No, I mean, there's really not. Everything I hold has replaced something, and everything that hasn't replaced something,
nothing has
is
a sentimental kind of.
I'm not a sentimental man.
No,
I'm
neither
really
am
not.
I understand you, but like,
I mean, at most, of the things I currently own, maybe some board games. Maybe
is there anything that you have
maybe my fire staffs?
Is there anything you have a sentimental attachment to? Like I've got one thing that I can think of, which is the very first cuddly toy I ever had, which is kind of like a dog's face, with this is going to sound really grim, but it's got like loads of holes in it and stuff like that. Actually, I don't know where it is. It must be at my parents' house. But it's like the first cuddly toy that I had an affection for. And I refound it when I was like 16, 17. And it was just like, it lived on my shelf because it was like, holy shit, I do remember that thing. And it was from when I was probably 2 or something. So while I don't have the cognizant memory of it being a thing, I do remember it. Is there anything that you have dear to yourself?
No, not dear, but the oldest thing I probably own.
That Diablo you're holding in
is
your hand.
This Diablo.
Really?
Yeah.
Because that would have been when you're like 20 odd.
No, the Diablo would have been 16.
Really? That thing's lasted that long?
Yeah. No, all the toys I used to play with gone.
I've still got like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and stuff like that from when I was younger than that.
In fact, I think the only thing that's potentially older than that is the first story I ever wrote.
Wow.
And that's something I kind of hold on to.
Yeah, but that'd be a nice thing to pass on when you're
If I still
gone.
have it, in fact. That's something I need to have a look into if it's still around.
That'd be a nice heirloom. Because that's kind of you as a writer.
Yeah, and that's also paper.
Is there any way to just preserve that? Just scan it and.
Well, yeah, no, it'll be a matter of finding the paper printout and just typing it up.
No, just take a picture of it. Don't
or scan it. Yeah. But I mean, other than that, there is.
That's a good. No, that's a very good heirloom for you.
I think the only thing I've got that's older than that is perhaps my first bass guitar.
I thought you were talking about speed. All right,
but that's not. but that's not an heirloom. that's a piece of shit.
Yeah, everyone's first instrument's a piece of shit. But I've still got home. Actually, that's a good heirloom for me. I've got my first trumpet. It's technically cornet, but it's held together with duct tape at this point. It's a cheap Japanese trumpet, and I played that for when I was like 8, 9, maybe. And it's still somewhere in my parents' attic. I'll have to find that.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like, anything that I still have in my possession that could be considered an heirloom is, it's not going to be anything I have achieved with.
Doesn't matter.
Well, yeah, no. I mean, I think like heirlooms are something that is like important to someone.
Yeah, no, it's a touch on the personality, but it's not a matter that it's a success. Like it's a touchstone to that person.
Yeah, but like the touchstone has to be important in some way. For instance, like that
was me discovering music. That was me playing.
Yeah, but by the same token, it may work out that at some point, you know, a child of mine or a grandchild gets a sock I once worn. No,
I'm not talking about fucking a sock. But like, I'm talking about something more substantial than that.
But it doesn't matter.
Fuck it, this podcast. Boom.
Oh, dude!
Holy shit. Thank you, Beth, for that one.
Yeah, lovely. Which is nice because at this point...
I'm dead and gone,
it's going to feel
people.
Like... It's going to feel like to my children and my grandchildren that maybe they didn't really matter to me.
Well, that's kind of the whole point of starting this fucking podcast is to record us now.
Yeah.
To pass it on. Why not?
Wicked. We'll see how we're doing in like 20 years where we're shitting our pants constantly.
Mate,
well, no, it's going to be 50.
Given the stories we put out on this podcast, we're already doing that.
Yeah.
Whatever. Right. I'm going to say, pour that into your fucking glass, motherfucker. We're going to finish that and do the credits.
Into mine?
Both of ours.
Okay, cool. Let's do this.
Do you have anything to plug?
Yeah, I've got something to plug. Over the past couple of weeks, and I know we've sort of spoken again and again about not wanting to give any ground to the Maximum Fun network, but I have spent the last 2 weeks re-listening to the Adventure Zone podcast, which is a D&D podcast, and I've done this part because it's coming to a head now. It is about to finish, and also because I've been asked
story
to DM.
Is coming to an end. Yeah.
And also because I've been asked to DM, and like the reason I've been re-listening to it is because like the story is fucking good.
Yeah.
Like those guys, particularly
Griffin, just knows how to run a fucking.
Especially considering it's the first story he's ever told.
He's a master storyteller.
It's really good, and I have spent the past 2 weeks going from the beginning where it was all like they were all very focused on the comedy aspects, and slowly
going for the cheap jokes
over the process. It's like they've gone like the players have gone from like comedy to character, and ever so slowly, the DM Griffin has been steering them towards the story. It's been fucking amazing. So I can't recommend it enough.
Look, if you like,
if it gets, dude, I'm not gonna lie. If it gets anyone into the hobby, and it shows you like the potential of the role playing game, like listen to it.
Go into there not thinking it's a D&D podcast. Go into there thinking it's a bunch of people as actors. It's kind of like a cross between a play and a behind the scenes.
Yeah. It really is.
It's a full story arc with a bit of documentary thrown in there. And it's like the really annoying thing is he started off with like the story that is featured in like the starter set, and he Griffin. He took it from like the barest bones, barest bones,
and he crafted something that is just fucking amazing.
He didn't actually. I'll stand corrected. He didn't create a world. He created a multiverse.
Yeah. Well, no, he used the established multiverse and turned it to his his own ends, and
which I'm going to say is creating your own multiverse.
Well, yeah,
at that point.
pretty much. But
Absolutely.
it is like, please go listen to the Adventure Zone, and it's the other part of it I love is that it's a show that my brother and me guys do
Very
with
primitive
their
proper
dad.
Yeah.
He-
Cliff McElroy is a fucking ledge.
Yeah. And and do you know what? I don't know if you listened to it yet, Tom, but they do a the Adventure Zone.
Oh no,
which
I have
is
listened to it.
their kind of
No. Can I correct
meta.
you? It's the Avengers Zone.
That's what I just
Zone.
said. Yes.
Okay, sorry.
But they did a show about the show recently, and their dad
Cliff.
explains
Yeah.
like his character a little bit more.
Yeah.
And like
Deadbeat
the
dad
other,
style.
the two players and the DM just go, "What are you fucking shitting me?" And they kind of look back at everything and go, "Oh wow!" And it's fucking amazing. It really is.
Yeah, it's Griffin McElroy led the charge with how the story's going. However, everyone has their input, which is secret to their own. But it wasn't meant to be secret. It just happened, and it's beautiful. It's
so good.
Imagine like Game of Thrones if there was more people inputting content than J.R. Tolkien.
Yeah,
J.R. Martin. Cool.
Yeah, no.
Definitely,
So that is my plug.
All-
Listen to it from start to finish. It's glorious.
Of all our plugs in the last year, that is the plug. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
The Adventure Zone is amazing. And sorry for the plug that I'm about to do, but the Needle Drop. Go search Needle Drop online and on YouTube. He's a album reviewer. I think he's the self-titled busiest music nerd on the internet. He reviews his reviews of albums you've never heard of are phenomenal. The albums you have heard of are so fair and so just. He recently did one about Paul Bearer, which is one of my favourite
wrestler?
Stoner Doom.
Okay, yeah.
Stoner Doom,
Yeah,
Paul
fair
Bearer.
enough.
No, not Paul Bearer. Paul Bearer. And their latest album is a tour de force, as far as I'm concerned. And he puts it in. He's very happy with the way the band's going. However, it has its problems, and he points them out. And re-listening to that album, I completely get where he's coming from. He knows his shit. So go listen to the Needle Drop. Search him online, on YouTube especially, to watch his reviews. Even albums you've not heard of, just watching him talk about music is entertaining. And I know that Beth and Hal will back me up because they were the ones who put me onto this. Yeah, absolutely. Right. So. Ding! For the listeners at home, I've just moved the monitor in front
He
of me.
just literally pulled the monitor to read his shit off one table to this table.
And my monitor's heavy. Right, okay. The website is podtopicpodcast.com. Go there to submit your topics, please. And we need some audio topics. Let's put it out there.
From all of you.
It will take you 5 seconds to turn on your iPhone, record a voice message and send it to us. Go on, do it.
Even if it's bullshit. Give us some good shit.
And then search us on Google and you'll find our Instagram, Facebook and all that shit. Pot Topic Podcast. Hashtag Pot Topic Podcast to get on Instagram community board on our website. And of course, send your emails and Pot Topic Podcasts audio topics to emails at Pot Topic Podcast and we'll share them on air. Even if you've got some critiques, fucking send it to us. We'll fucking read them.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
if it's something you don't want to be read, just mention it and I won't read them. Rate and reviews on iTunes, 5 stars, bitches, like video on YouTube if that's how you prefer to listen to us. And of course, thank you to Taryn for joining me today.
Oh, you are more than welcome.
Thank you, Dee.
As always. I love you.
And of course, thank you all for listening. And I'm sorry if we insulted you or anything like that while we were recording, because I did. Probably.
Yeah, but by the same token, we're not sorry. Also, I'd like to put out one final thanks to Orangafruüp. That's with 2 U's for their use of Trippples with 3 P's for our theme tune. It is a wicked new theme tune. I think it works fucking splendidly. You can find it, you can find them at Bandcamp with Orangafruüp with 2 U's. And the album is called Orangafruüp with 2 U's. So go check them out. The album is fucking splendid. It's a good stomp all the way down.
Damn, Skippy.
And yeah, well,
can I get a Bosch D?
Me?
Can I get a Bosch D? Can I get a Bosch D? No, that's not well. That's not good enough. Can I get a Bosch D? Can I get a Bosch D?
Can you get a Bosch D?
Can I get a Bosch D?
Or can I get a Bosch D?
Can we go on the 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1? Bosch D! Come on!
Yep. Oh, yep.
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger, Will Robinson.
Get your shit off my shit, Gary Glitter.
Stick the chickens back on the truck and go back to Starset.
Oh.
Before we go any further, I'm going to text everyone now.
I was sure there were other ideas. Like we checked in with Marissa Velasquez. There were some other ideas we had.
I can't remember. This is one for the bloopers. Beth just texted me. She just said, I could have died without seeing the re-edit of the original Star Wars. That can now never be. Utter cheapening. Disgusting. Fantastic. God, yeah, that re-edit is fucking awful. It's the one I've got on Blu-ray. It's the one we watched for the fucking Pot Topic marathon.
Oh,
which we should do.
Are we talking about where like Hayden Christian turns up as
a blue glowy and Han shoots second and all the stuff that's going on? The fucking cantina scene is just diabolical. Like, oh, there's so much in that film that they fucked up. It's all part of my original vision. Fuck you, Lucas, cunt.
The fuck is it? Do do da da do 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 do.
Right.
Top me up, bruh.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm getting drunk this time round.
Yeah.
No. Come on. At least up to the line. Thank you.
Alright. I'll meet you halfway. Damn it. Well, I'm going to pace myself for the rest of it.
Oh, let's do what am I thinking of? The spec spot. What do you want to?
Do you have anything to plug?
Plug. Thank you very much.
Can we have a pee break and I'll work something out? Because I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I can. I like Shakespeare. Nobody was such a cool character. He had such a depth to the play of the 12th Night. It's just lovely, especially when he's played by a girly girl.
The dude's rude, crude, and full of attitude. I don't know.
The dude is rude, crude, and running out of whiskey, which is a bit of a shame.
Yeah, but we're drunk already. We don't need it.